up, it's a party song. Everybody get up, it's a party song.
Gaming Morning Show.
Tell your friends, tell your mom, Gaming Morning Show is on.
Wait.
Austin, your mom is here?
No.
Why did I look over where Bob is?
Austin, your mom is here?
Is she over there?
I sure hope not.
Is she in the box?
Whoa.
I haven't seen her in like 2 days.
Get out of here, Beelin. I just got the new marble tile installed and you'll mess up the grout. Besides, like our friend Oh Guitar Boy said,
Sorry, KK.
it's time for the clinically acclaimed Gaming Morning Show. Or should I say, award-winning.
And we have a clip of the year, friends. It is the Lost City of D live.
Glad we won.
Woo! Burp, burp, burp.
Kiki Low is in search of something.
I need a D that works.
There's the D. Searching in the universe because the D is currently broken.
Gaming Morning Show won clip of the year.
Oh my gosh.
But don't you dare expect to put that Chris Emmy clip, Emmy Memorial Clip of the Year trophy in this
I
box.
probably should have prepared something more special.
I'm getting the walls repainted soon. Now where to put the chandelier or the bearskin rug? Oh, and the piano, can't forget that.
Maybe there is somebody in the world that can help her. Maybe somebody who sings a song.
6 to 9 a.m. Pacific. If you wanna get specific, I couldn't imagine any other place to go than to start the day with the Gaming Morning Show.
Morning, gamer. Welcome in. It's Gaming Morning Show, and it is Monday, April 4th, 2022. We are so blessed to have you here this morning. We have 3 hours of a show available to you. You can listen to it wherever you would like. It could be Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, maybe on Twitter Spaces, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. That is Sports.Gaming, freshly shaved Sports.Gaming. When did you use the razor?
I fell down in the shower, and the razor was on the ground, and it went whoop, and it's all gone.
I don't believe you. That seems.
I shaved last night. It was starting to get long enough to be bothersome on the lip, the upper lip, and in my mouth, and it was an all or nothing sort of situation. So I took it all.
An all or nothing situation. I have shaved this thing fully maybe twice or 3 times in the last 20 years. That's not true. Last 10 years. And it is so cold. How are you not freezing cold right now?
Nah, it's fine.
I know. I mean,
wear a little face sweater later.
Face sweater, he says. It does look good. You look good. I like your polo. I hope you had fun yesterday. You were out in a boot, having fun. How was your evening?
It was fantastic. We had a good time. We went up to a comedy show. Saw Russell Howard, who's a comedian from the UK. And he's fantastic. And it was at a smaller venue. We've been to a couple comedy shows there that are in larger like theaters. This was a smaller, intimate venue, and that was pretty fun. And then we had some tasty food afterwards. So it was good.
Nice.
A date with the wifey.
That's good. Well, Sports Talk Wife and you hopefully had a lot of fun. How was your weekend, chat? It is good to see our pre-show crew. First, Kate Zade showed up 8 past 5 o'clock, which is very exciting. Downs was there 20 minutes later to say, hey. And then Kate had a meeting and had to go and left Downs kind of hanging by himself. Downs is here, though, said, have fun at your meeting. Groggy or Die has shown up. Superphonic is here as well. Groggy said, you look good no matter how much hair caresses your face.
Thank you.
Sometimes when I get really close to Sean, this hair caresses Sean's face.
That's a nice day.
I don't make any cat purrs, though. That's not a guarantee. So, I hope your weekend was good. Did you watch the Grammys? That's part of our question of the day, which we'll get to in just a second. We have the news, video game style, coming up in about 15 minutes from now. We'll check the video game headlines that you should be watching for. We have days of the day that we'll share in just a little bit as well. Today's birthday is this day in gaming history. That comes at 6:50 a.m. Pacific time today. Like I said, we're on for 3 hours today, wherever you may be, Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, or at GamingMorningShow.tv. I know you were out and about yesterday, so I know you didn't watch the Grammys. Do you have, in general, interest in the Grammys?
Not really. I don't really watch any of the big awards shows. I watch the Grammys the same way I watch any of them, which is the next day a bunch of clips show up on like my feed and I watch those.
Anything interesting happen? Have we seen anything?
No, nothing at all. No slaps this time.
I was gonna say, so interesting has a whole new meaning in a lot of ways, right? Like, I'm sure there were lots of interesting things that happened, but the Oscars, somebody slapped somebody live on stage, and at the Grammys,
sets the bar really high for award season.
Or does it set the bar really low?
That too. It sets the bar.
It did, yes. There was definitely a bar. It was set a variable height at which it was. Apparently, the Grammys were in Las Vegas last night. Now, if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, we had Charlie Rosen on, who is the leader of the 8-Bit Big Band, part of the things we talked about was, hey, Charlie, you're nominated for a Grammy. What's that like? We even asked Charlie Rosen what it's like to win a Tony, because Charlie at that point had actually won a Tony. Well, next time we have Charlie on, we can ask Charlie what it's like to win a Grammy, because the 8-Bit Big Band were the winners yesterday. Woo!
Nice.
How about that? If you missed it, watch it on our YouTube page. They won for the category Best Arrangement, Instrumental, or Acapella category. This has been being picked up all over the place. Nintendo Life's Ollie Reynolds saying, who would have thought that you'd see a song from Kirby win a Grammy award? But that's exactly what happened. The 8-Bit Big Band, 194,000 subscribers on YouTube, won the award for Meta Knight's Revenge, and over 230,000 views on YouTube at the time of Ollie's writing. So congratulations to Charlie and everyone else involved.
I can't believe Charlie and the 8-Bit Big Band have half of an EGOT. We got to get them on TV and movies.
Just work on the score. I mean, we have maybe a chance to see Charlie win like a video game award, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be a thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some sort of category they'd fit in for the video game award.
DRG is here. Good morning to you. I spent most of my evening watching the NCAA championship. South Carolina beats UConn, and that game was out of hand early, and UConn still had a chance. It's been interesting because I've had a chance to broadcast games involving two of the last national championship games. Last year when Stanford won, Cameron Brink played for Stanford and broadcast her games when she was a high school student in Oregon. And then Avina Westbrook, who also played high school basketball in Oregon, started at Tennessee, went to UConn, played yesterday, kind of banged up her ankle, and didn't really have, I think, 100% in her, but she muscled through that second half, played probably half the half, and just was not right, but muscled through it. But South Carolina had like 15 offensive rebounds in the first like 2/3 of that game, and built like an 18-point lead, and UConn just spent the rest of the time getting back within 7, getting back within 9, and just could never get over the top. So South Carolina wins its second championship in about 5 years. Today in gaming history too, we'll talk about Persona 5 because it has an anniversary. You mentioned that this is one of the games that is going to be included in PlayStation Plus?
No, this is one of the games that has been included. If you have a PlayStation 5 and have PlayStation Plus, there's a set of games. I already forgot the title of. I think it's like PlayStation Classics or PlayStation Plus Collection or something like that, that everyone has access to for free. And this one is being taken off of that list. I've confirmed since the last time we talked about it that it is like other free PlayStation Plus games where it won't be listed. You can't redeem it as a free game anymore. But if you have already done so, it stays in your library. Gotcha. So before it goes away, if you have a PlayStation 5 and you have PlayStation Plus, make sure you go redeem that, and probably just redeem all, like, there's like 20 games and they're all fantastic. Redeem all of those just in case they also get delisted at some point.
Today is Jeep 4x4 day. It's been a while since we've had like a clearly sponsored day of the day, right?
Yeah.
Or are these Jeep enthusiasts who are like, we're going to name this not 4x4 day, but Jeep 4x4 day?
That could be too. Jeep fans are pretty hardcore.
You had one for a while, right?
I did. I loved my Jeep. I had a Jeep Wrangler. It was my dad's when I was in high school, and when he replaced it, it became mine. And I drove that for a few years. It was a great car.
Isn't that the one that like everything comes off of it?
Yeah. The top came. It was a soft top, so it folded back up into the like little trunk space. And you could take the doors off fairly easily. I never did, but those were pretty easy to come off. And it was fun.
Chat, what was your first car? Curious if any of you have ever owned a Jeep. I was able to drive one of those things. My wife's brother had one for a while, and we just took it for a ride one evening in her hometown, and we took every single thing that could come off that thing off because I was like, I hear this is what you can do with a Jeep. Damn it, we're gonna try it. So that was kind of fun. Today is National Chicken Cordon Bleu Day. That was for the longest time one of my things that I got from Arby's because they had the meats. They still do, I'm told. And then I realized I was eating fried chicken breast, ham, and cheese. It was probably a little much, so I stopped. It was delicious, though. So that's the thing. That's the thing that sucks the most is all the good stuff goes away because you shouldn't eat it. It was delicious. It was amazing. Wash that down with a Jamocha shake. If I could eat like once every 2 days, I would go back and have that. I'm sure there's ways to make a more healthy chicken cordon bleu. Yes.
I think step one is make it not at Arby's.
Hey, you might not have heard this before, but they have the meats. Downs goes, is your car wearing an Arby's hat? That was not an intentional thing, but yeah, kind of looks like it is, isn't it? Sean and I were playing this game on Friday just recreationally, and because it has the foam finger and says number 1, and it seems kind of sports related, Sean asked me to keep it on my car, and so I did.
It's fantastic.
This car has the meats.
It smells in there.
There's actually a chicken cordon bleu sandwich inside the car right now. You may not know that, but I also changed my boost thing. I have this cool little purple like orb behind me now, and I'm very enthusiastic about it because it's purple. Purple's the best color. That's why I'm wearing my Purple Crew shirt today. This car has the meats. Today is also National Hug a Newsperson Day. So if you see Chris M.E. later today, make sure to give Chris a hug because it's Hug a Newsperson today. National School Librarian Day. National Vitamin C Day. As we go on, we remember all the time we had together.
Is that the one?
That's National Vitamin C Day.
But is that the vitamin C they're talking about?
Well, I mean, name one other kind of vitamin C that they could possibly be talking about.
That candy that tastes like cherries.
The candy that tastes like
vitamin
cherries?
What? We always had vitamin C when I was growing up, and I don't think I was probably older than I should have been when I realized that it wasn't just like a candy. Because they were always out and about, and they weren't like bad tasting. It wasn't my favorite candy by any means, but I didn't know it wasn't there just to like have one every now and then.
So how many vitamin C things would you have in like one sitting?
In one sitting, like 1 or 2.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't like excessive because it wasn't like, this candy is the best. It's like, this candy is weird and a little tart.
Why was it cherry?
I think it was like just cherry flavored, or it was the like chalky chewables.
Because every candy that I think of, or every vitamin C supplement that I think of, is like orange flavored.
You gotta get rid of like cherry ones.
Apparently, I missed out. Good morning to you, Drew Mega. It's good to see you this morning. We're asking everyone, did you watch the Grammys last night? Or maybe you watched the NCAA title game. Oh yeah, Groggy just said, let's go UNC. So tonight the men's game is at probably like 5-ish. We'll talk about that at sports at 7:50. But UNC and Kansas for the NCAA championship. Good luck to your Tar Heels, Groggy. Aura's here. Good morning to you. I did not. I did not watch the Grammys. You kind of tricked me on your emphasis on did. is a very tough defensive game we got going on here. Who will blink first?
My car.
Oh. Or accidental caps for confusion. It worked. That was like a Maury tease. You are not the father. Today is also National Walk Around Things Day.
Okay, well, I'll stop running into things then. Just today.
Is that what's been keeping you from successfully not running into table legs and such?
Yeah. I was waiting for today.
We felt awful because yesterday my daughter was walking through our dining room, and we have hardwood in there, and must have had like a perfect combination of socks and trouble because just randomly fell down, like just feet out from underneath her, fell down. I felt so bad for her. She didn't walk into anything. She was probably trying to walk around something, but ended up falling down. Like, oh, that sucks. We're losers. First game of the day. Quiet Time Gaming is here. K-Laugh is here. It's good to see everyone. Thanks for being here. It is the Monday edition of Gaming Morning Show. I'm Hefty Goof. That is Sports.Gaming. If you throw your captions up. Ora's here, Drew Mega, Downs, Groggy all hanging out with us today. We mentioned Charlie Rosen, former GMS 5 Questions guest, was a winner at yesterday's Grammys. So that was pretty exciting. If you want to follow us on Twitter, we certainly would appreciate it. If you do, we have a special event going on right now. Tomorrow, during Gaming Morning Show, we will announce our winner of the January Name of the Month giveaway, which is active right now on our Twitter at WatchGMS. If you haven't already, go there, follow us if you're not already, and then also like the tweet that's pinned to our profile and share on your own Twitter timeline using hashtag GMS giveaway and at WatchGMS what your favorite retro game is of all time. We'll talk more about that tomorrow because Jank Brain, our winner for January, has a 90s kind of run and gun platformer style. We'll actually have bonus prizes coming up tomorrow too, so be sure to tune in 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time on these same GMS platforms. It is now 6:24 West Coast. It is 9:24 East Coast, and it is 2:24 for those joining us in the UK. Coming up, a robot dog is taking care of the ruins at Pompeii. We'll tell you that story coming up at about 6:40 a.m. this morning. Sean was out in the boot. I watched the NCAA tournament yesterday, the championship game. That was fun. Quiet says, makes sense we both be here at the same time. Yeah, Quiet and K-Laugh did show up suspiciously at the exact same time.
We're watching you.
But I think that's what you want from a mentor-mentee relationship.
Right. Right.
They're
very in sync.
Yeah, you'd hate for them to not be spending time together. Then they're not learning from one another. So, yeah. Let's actually say hi to your mentee. Sports.Gaming is very smart, as you know. And when he shows his smartness, a learning we will go. The person who learns from him is the one and only Bear, who sits outside his window, and sometimes we stop and stare. Welcome, Bear Bear. Reveal yourself. Bear 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 Bear. It's time.
That was a long one.
I was trying to tie mentorship back to something else, and it just wasn't happening.
I think he misheard you. He says he's not a manatee.
Oh,
I don't.
A manatee.
No, I'll explain later.
Bear Bear, the cow of the sea, as we always call Bear Bear. Name one time we haven't called Bear Bear that. Let's get the news. Here's hashtag video game expert Sean.
Good morning. It is Monday, April 4th, 2022, and this is your Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News. Interesting news Monday. because Mondays are always tough because not all the sites are super active during the weekend, so it really relies on their stuff being from Friday on Monday. That's where a lot of the news comes from Monday mornings. Well, Friday was a special day called April Fool's Day, so I got to play a game called Is This Real News or Fake News? And most of the stuff that seemed fun to talk about was not real news. So I did appreciate a Game Informer who we use for a lot of our news, labeled all of their fake headlines for April Fool's Day Game and Farcer. And that made it fairly obvious to see what was what. They were also, all those stories were written by Darth Clark. So I appreciated that. That made it easier.
Did they combine like Darth Vader's first name with Clark Kent's first name?
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know the true origins of Darth Clark, but between being labeled Game and Farcer and being written by Darth Clark, I didn't have to worry about is this real or not. So some things we did find to talk about this morning. First one's from Robert Anderson of IGN, and that's the fact that some PlayStation users have been using an exploit to save hundreds of dollars on the PlayStation Plus premium level. This, I'm assuming, has to have been fixed by now, because this was going on all weekend. But essentially, there was a glitch on their website that if you went to a specific link in your web browser, it was a PS Now link in your web browser, it somehow converted to 12 months of PlayStation Plus Premium for essentially half the price, because it was the price of PlayStation Now instead of PlayStation Plus Premium. So they essentially got half price, and so you could do that for up to 6 years. So yeah, that's probably not ideal for Sony and PlayStation. We're trying to make money by getting the PlayStation Now community to expand to the PlayStation Plus community, not to get that extra bit for free. So now I'm assuming it's fixed, but I found it entertaining that their whole endeavor was to, add an additional service and make more money. That didn't work out.
So they're going to go through the list of all the people who signed up for 6. You said they could pick up to 6 years?
That's what it says.
Oh my gosh. And they're going to be like, wait a second. We regret to inform you.
Looks like your card was declined. Weird. Don't know how that happened. Yeah, there are steps in the link we provided, but like I said, I'm assuming that's been patched and fixed by now. But you could try it if you want. It's technically not against the rules. It's their mistake. So it's not like you're hacking the system or anything. In our next news story of the day, this one is pertaining to April Fools, but not a fake story. This is an event that took place. The story we're linking is all in the present tense because it was on April 1st. So this stuff you can no longer do anymore, but it's still fun to talk about. And that was Pokemon's Go April Fool's Day event. That all centered around our friend, the Ditto. On April 1st, Ditto was appearing in Pokemon Go disguised as other Pokemon. So to my understanding, just everything was a Ditto, which is great, especially in a game where your goal is to collect them all, and instead you're just collecting the same one over and over and over. The event also included many special research tasks and rewards. There were 3 levels, and after completing all of the levels, you were rewarded to various levels of XP and Ditto candy and other berries and whatnot. So if you were a big fan of the Ditto and still playing Pokemon Go, April Fool's was your day to shine.
I saw some people actually playing it yesterday. I went to downtown and was walking around, and 2 people were... they were playing something. because they had their phones out in front of them and like walking around like they're homing beacons. So I imagine that they had to be playing.
I have to imagine.
I did not ask. I could have. I should have asked. I didn't. But anyway, I saw Pokemon in the wild yesterday. In
that situation, you should go up with your phone, recording a voice message, and do a GMS interview.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Ryan from the Gaming Morning Show. I was wondering if I could interview you real quick.
Do you like the person on the street type reporting?
Yeah. What are you playing today? They're like, nothing. We're ordering groceries on Instacart. Leave us alone.
Are you getting any Pokemon in your Instacart?
My mistake. Just a ditto. In our last news story of the day, this one is for our Japan viewers. Nintendo original 1930s headquarters has just reopened as a hotel. This is from Daniel Robson of IGN. The original HQ building in Kyoto has been renovated and reopened as a boutique hotel that preserves many of the building's original features. That's right. So if you want to visit the Nintendo headquarters hotel, it is Hotel Marufukuro. Yeah, you can see many of the remnants of the original Nintendo headquarters. The original nameplate still remains on the top of the front of the building, written in stylized Japanese kanji characters, and can be seen stenciled on old supply crates along with the Japanese characters for Nintendo. The plaque is so old that the text reads from right to left as Japanese used to be written. That's pretty cool.
I mean, it looks like a cool building. I mean, at least the Twitter picture. I can see myself saying that.
That looks fantastic. The building's divided into 4 parts, named for the suits of a deck of cards. Spades is where Nintendo's office functions were originally located. Hearts is the former residence of the Yamauchi family, who ran the business. Clubs is where the warehouse was located, and Diamonds is a brand new wing that was added with the restoration designed by world-famous architect Tadao Ando. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I would go there. Hey, you want to go to Japan?
Yes.
I got a place we could stay.
I mean, if it's
I'm sure it's not hard to get reservations there.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck.
And always last but not least, we finish off today's Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News with the world-renowned segment within a segment where we take a look at what is out today, like Dashing Dodgems, out on the Switch.
Is that our name of the morning?
Nope, back to you. Dashing Dodgems was previously out on other platforms, and so I didn't want to give it the default you win name of the morning because they double dipped. I don't like that.
Wow. Your rules are so arbitrary sometimes.
Yeah, that's what they get for releasing on a Monday when I'm sleepy and cranky.
Grumpy Sean. You have a bear behind you. I mean, no one else owns a bear. Let's be happy and smiley.
The manatee of the land.
Manatee of the window. As we all call bear. Well, there you go. No one wins name of the morning, so get wrecked April 4th. You get nothing from us. You want to do the winner thing? We'll see who our name of the morning is.
Oh, yeah. I do. Congratulations, Quiet I Am Gaming. You are today's name of the morning. We will be giving you away next month.
Well, maybe. You're eligible to be selected as our name of the month. We'll have to see what happens. January name of the month is coming up tomorrow, though. We will give that away on Gaming Morning Show. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, and if you haven't already, go to our Twitter and do all the instructions on our pinned tweet. If you would like to enter, Patreon subscribers are entered already, and one of you will win, potentially, Jank Brain, which is our January name of the month. If you would like to become a Patreon subscriber, it is easy to do so. Go to patreon.com/gamingmorningshow. Our Adopt Bob tier is available to you if you would like to get Bob a brand new box, which we will reveal in an HGTV style YouTube video. We will also use part of the funds from the Adopt Bob tier to actually donate to an adoption-focused charity in collaboration with you. So check it out. That is on our Patreon page, patreon.com/gamingmorningshow.
A new box would be pretty okay.
It is good to see Taldahar this morning. Oh, hey, catching one of these 30 minutes after the start instead of 30 minutes before the end. Welcome to the first hour. It's good to see you, Tal. This is Gaming Morning Show at 6:37. We are asking you today, did you watch the Grammys? And if so, what'd you like? Our former 5 Questions GMS guest, Charlie Rosen, did win for Best Arrangement, Instrumental, or A Cappella. And also, South Carolina won the NCAA title. Persona 5 turns 5 today. We'll talk more about that coming up in about 10 minutes from now. Quiet M Gaming, Japan is definitely near the top of the places that I want to visit. I could have fun in Japan.
Yeah, it's up there for sure.
I mean, I also don't imagine there's a lot of places where you're like, Ryan, would you like to go somewhere? And I'd be like, nah. Not too interested. I don't like hot weather, so any place that is like hot almost year round, I would want to visit at its least hottest. But other than that, I don't think there's a lot of restrictions. Maybe the size of the insects. That would make me a little hesitant.
Yeah.
Or of the spiders.
Right.
Or of the snakes.
What if it has all of them, but is Australia?
That sounds like Australia. Did I just describe Australia?
Yeah.
Is Australia like super duper hot?
I think so, but I don't know year round.
Hyper. We need to know. Tal says, I did not watch, was modding for VGM Con when I heard the news. Well, hey, that works. Thank you for being here. We didn't watch it either.
No.
I saw some pictures from it.
You did? Yeah.
I was watching basketball. I watched that whole game. It was great. I love championships. All right, it's 6:39. Let's see what we're tracking at this hour. Look, it's Mike O. I believe tweeted out this morning, said something about goodbye Florida. It's been fun. So I don't know when Mike is back on our show, but it sounds like Mike is going to be leaving Florida now or has just left Florida. It's Monday. Maybe we'll see Mike Wednesday? Did you know?
I don't know, but Wednesday sounds about right.
Okay, well, if we get to see you, Mike, we would love to see you. Let's give you this story. This is about a robot. You know those, like, Boston Dynamics robots that keep getting, like, they make fake videos with them, and then they make real videos with them?
The future rulers of the world. Yes,
exactly.
I've seen those videos.
They're like this one is like a yellowish cube, rectangular cube that has legs, and it walks around like you'd imagine the scariest dog robot you could possibly envision walking around. It's terrifying. Apparently they're very useful though. This is in Pompeii. Officials in Italy have enlisted the service of said robot dog to patrol the ancient ruins of Pompeii. The duties are including identifying safety issues and finding tunnels created by thieves. The Pompeii Archaeological Park, according to Ben Hooper of UPI, announced Spot, a dog-like robot developed by Boston Dynamics, is now wandering the ruins, which was destroyed by a volcanic eruption nearly 2,000 years ago. The park said Spot's duties include inspecting the ancient buildings for dangerous structural issues, assessing the progress of restoration work, and identifying and inspecting tunnels created by relic thieves. Now, this makes sense, right? Because I'm sure a lot of people are trying to get in to, get things like,
right.
Like probably Nicolas Cage is there to steal something.
Yeah, he's fighting Indiana Jones for all of the trinkets.
The Pompeii of Doom. Quote, often the safety conditions within the tunnels dug by grave robbers are extremely precarious, and so the use of a robot could signify a breakthrough that would allow us to proceed with greater speed and in total safety, the director of the archaeological park said in a release. So.
Interesting.
No
one gave it a pistol, right?
Oh yeah, because we had robots the other day that had chainsaws and pistols. Yeah, big pass. At least this is a good place to put this thing, because if grave robbers get through the tunnel and then they show up in their spot, they're going to look at the thing and be like, that thing looks terrifying, and they're going to run.
They should have disguised Spot as like a Pompeii relic, and then people would be really freaked out. Like, oh my God, I didn't know Pompeii had robotic technology. There's so many things I need to learn.
Was this put here by aliens? Tal goes lame. Should have been called Rush. I like that. That would have been better. There you go. There's some videos that you can check out of this terrifying robot dog. Do you think Boston Dynamics was actually asked to make the terrifying robot dog, or do you think they just made that out of their own nightmare fuel?
I think they were going to make it either way, even if it didn't have this specific purpose.
It is really terrifying. Culty Vibes is here. Good moron to you, Culty. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Oh, Digital Doc Games is showing up too.
We said the A word. That always gets Culty. You said alien.
Just took me a second there. It's like Culty's always shown up for the A word, huh? Oh, that's so close. Culty, yeah, there's a robot dog by Boston Dynamics that's patrolling Pompeii. Seems terrifying. Digital Dot Games is here, host of Game Changers and all the other great content at Digital Dot Games on YouTube. How was everyone's weekend? Did you do anything super duper fun? We kind of seem like most people didn't watch the Grammys. Although Tal was modding and said that noticed that Charlie Rosen and Button Masher had won for their category. I saw Button Masher's tweet, super happy for them. Yeah, I'm very thankful that hey, it's Brendan _TTV introduced us to Charlie Rosen so we could have Charlie on the show. It was really fun to watch Charlie and Button Masher head to the stage, because you could tell that they were not going to let the opportunity to celebrate winning a Grammy and running towards stage like be anything but amazing. Like they relished in the moment for sure. It was fantastic.
That's awesome. Up.
Perfect, just like we drew it up. Tal says, I wonder if they gave it vocalization, growl, bark, or etc. Could you imagine seeing that damn Boston Dynamics thing? And then it's just like... Make it more stereotypical robotic, where it's like... Arf, arf.
Bark, 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 bark. Growl.
I am a dog. Halt, who goes there? Bark, bark. Bark, bark, bark.
I mean arf.
I mean arf. Nice. Tal, am I a good bot? The goodest bot? Who's the goodest bot?
Oh no. Get there. You did not get there.
I was there.
There, but
yeah. I missed, but I was there. If that ball had been anywhere, I can't remember if it went over my head or under me. I think it went over my head. So if that ball had been any lower, though, I was in great position. So, Culty says Boston Dynamics scares the poo out of me. Cool. So far I've had a missed save and an assist. So look at that. Put it right there for them. Welcome back to normal Rocket League. So Quiet says patrolling Pompeii, making sure that sneaky Vesuvius doesn't act up again.
Vesuvius? I didn't see the word. Was it Vesuvius?
I doubt it, because I mean I'm pretty spot on with my pronunciation, so I'm sure if it was Vesuvius, I would have said it correctly right off the bat. I'm sure. Vesuvius.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, that pesky Vesuvius. Always erupted, I assume, because I think that's the volcano, right?
That sounds right.
Okay, cool. Vestibule. Quiet, you can feel free to confirm this at any point.
Well, you didn't want to step on Caleb's toes since they're both here.
Yeah, you don't ever want to, like, show up your mentor, right?
Yeah, right.
Or your manatee. Overtime, huh?
Huh. What is this? The third hour?
Talcos, what is this? That one with the Genesis saw? Is that the one Genesis song, right? Are you talking about, like, Phil Collins Genesis? Was that Phil Collins?
I do not know.
Genesis was Phil Collins. Yeah, the Police was Sting. I don't know if I know the Genesis song to which you're speaking.
Mm-mm. I do not.
Save it. Nice. Crack. Good morning to you, Lady Undead. Thank you for joining us for this morning radio show that plays games. We have birthdays this day in gaming history coming up next. Tal, don't worry. Tal was going for a Vesuvius studio. Oh, yeah. So the Genesis, that song, studio. That's what it sounds like. I don't know if that's the lyric or whatnot. We also lost the game, but Vesuvius. Okay. I'll give you the time check in a second. There's just something I got to do really quick. Add one to this little mispronunciation counter here. It's been a while. 166 isn't bad. I mean, we've been on the air for like 18 months. I mean, that's an average of.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a lot, but it's not that bad. So. $6.50 West Coast. It's 9:50 out east. It's 2:50 for those watching GMS in the afternoon. We had a debate in our Discord. We would love you to join it. This is how to spell doodly-a-doo. We've had varying spellings, a heated debate in the community chat, but I think we finally have consensus, or we're getting close to it.
I think so. The problem is, it's a difficult thing to put into a like spelled out word, and it changes just depending on how the morning's going.
That's true. Oh yeah, and we came out with how do you doodle your ooze, which sounds like a T-shirt that's about to be made. So,
we'll add it to our list of merch.
We'll get fulfillment on it, so you can see it on Tuesday. Lady Undead, I hope you had a great weekend. We are doing pretty okay. Sean is freshly shaved and ready to go for the day. So smooth.
It'll be back.
You know, what would make that feel even better?
Mm-hmm.
Some gold moss from Dr. Squatch. You know that smell of moss?
The green kind?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine it encased in 24 karat gold.
No, it smells less. That traps in the smell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this has sea
Makes
salt
sense.
in it. And it's 0 grit. That smells amazing. Dr. Squatch soap.
Does anyone have my Dr. Squatch soap?
Well, Mike Osher does. And if you go to drsquatch.com and you use purchase code DiscBrick10, you can save money on your very first order of Dr. Squatch soap. And then if you go to Look It's Mike-O on Twitch, Mike has reserved 4 emote slots for us. So get some soap, get some shampoo, get some conditioner, get your emotes, and support Look It's Mike-O at Look It's Mike-O on Twitch.
Nice.
Mike will be back with us at some point this week. All right, let's do birthdays and stay in gaming history. If you have a birthday that you would like to celebrate, if you know somebody who's celebrating a birthday today, please let us know, because we would like to celebrate with you. Producer Clive Davis is 90 today.
90. Wow. That's not young.
It's older than 89. This is from Cleveland.com. He's wearing a very nice green tie.
Yeah, it's matching pocket square. He also graduated from the Harvard Law School.
And became a producer.
As you do from Harvard.
I wonder, actually, is it useful to be a lawyer and also be a producer? Because I'm sure you're dealing with a whole bunch of stuff as a producer.
Yeah. I feel like it's a lot of work to get there, but I feel like being a lawyer paired with almost any profession can be helpful.
Fair. It's a long road.
Because how many times, even like doing the business back end stuff for something like this, we're like, oh man, all right, we need to have a lawyer take a look at that.
Yeah. True. I think I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna go to lawyer producer school.
Perfect. At Harvard?
Yeah, why not? I'll be back. Does anyone know someone at Harvard I could talk to about going to school there? I'll be right back. Craig T. Nelson turned 78 today, actor.
Nice. Terrible fun fact. Did you know he's the voice of Mr. Incredible in The Incredibles?
Doesn't actually say terrible in front of fun fact.
That's a terrible fun fact.
Well, you can work on coaching Cleveland.com into knowing a better fun fact about Craig T. Nelson. Coach. Actor Hugo Weaving is 62 today.
His niece, Samara, is also an actor.
Okay.
Neat.
Should we know something about Samara, the niece of Hugo Weaving?
Not that I know of.
All right. We're doing pretty okay. Actress Lorraine Toussaint is 62 today. Has won various accolades, including a Screen Actors Guild Award. You can click on Wikipedia and look up Lorraine. A lot of different roles that you could imagine. I don't have a fun fact for Lorraine, so. But actor Robert Downey Jr. is 57 today.
Fun fact, he played Iron Man.
That was not his fun fact.
He does have a cameo in Jon Favreau's film Chef.
A terrible fun fact. Robert Downey Jr. was Iron Man. Wow. Singer Jill Scott turns 50 today.
Well, you know what they say about Jill Scott. She's won 3 Grammys.
Which means it's time for us to play how many Grammy nominations for Jill Scott. As we mentioned, Cleveland.com has identified Jill Scott as winning 3 Grammys. Mm-hmm. Again, turns 50 today. We really need to have music for this game.
Boot.
All right, 3 Grammys. I gotta guess. How many nominations for Jill Scott? I'm gonna guess Jill's received. I'm gonna go over 50% winning percentage. 5 nominations.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Bob plays the didgeridoo. My answer's locked in.
Jill, that's 14 nominations.
Boo.
Incorrect.
I mean, I'm not upset for Jill. I'm happy Jill's been nominated 14 times. I was just trying to hope for a higher winning percentage than that. So. Very good music though that you just.
Yeah, how much do you want to bet I forget all about how that song goes?
Since recorded during the break, that'd be perfect. Actress Natasha Lyonne turns 43 today.
She has served as a guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Also today, Eric Andre, a comedian, actor-comedian specifically, turns 39.
He's been on Hot Ones twice.
That is, of course, the Oof, That's Hot spinoff called Hot Ones. You might have seen it on YouTube. If you've never seen Oof, That's Hot, you can watch it on our YouTube page. It's a brainchild of Look It's Maiko on GMS After Dark with Look It's Maiko. Today, Todrick Hall turns 37. The singer gained national attention rights to Wikipedia in the 9th season of American Idol and now has a huge following on YouTube with viral videos including original songs, parodies, and skits. Happy 37th to Todrick Hall.
Very nice.
Today is no longer with us, birthday of Maya Angelou. Also, Heath Ledger had a birthday on April 4th.
I like the movie 10 Things I Hate About You. It's a good movie. He was in that.
I would have totally sang from the bleachers.
Especially
Especially
not too late. We could still do that.
Especially
it
if
might be
I could
awkward with all the high schoolers around.
Yeah, I don't want to get arrested, Sean.
Well, let's just do it on a Saturday. It'll be fun.
Actually, it would be really funny because then you'd have to imagine that since no one would know who the hell I am, they'd all be looking around being like, wait, to whom is he singing? Right? Because in the skit...
Just make a specific point to sing to an area where there is nobody, so everyone's confused.
I love that area of the field. And then, like, I can get done and look at everybody else who's, like, huddled together and be like, what are you all doing here?
Oh, when did you show up?
Kate Zaid says, 10 Things I Hate About You is a classic. He doesn't even go here. Yeah, that's true. That's exactly what they'd say about me. David E. Kelly, who put together Ally McBeal and The Practice, is 66 today.
Nice. Talk show host Graham Norton is 59. He's very popular in the UKs.
I like watching Graham Norton clips on YouTube, but I also have always really liked the format of Graham's show because you get everyone who's the guest to sit together and then you give them a beverage and then they all just kind of talk to each other too. So I always like their format. I think Mike talked about liking David Cross. Comedian has a 58th birthday today.
Nice.
Ooh, bassist Magnus Svenningsson of the Cardigans is 50 today. Oh, and magician David Blaine is 49. Wow, a whole bunch of birthdays today.
David Blaine, he was really big when we were at like prime magic age. I feel like. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of someone else.
No, you're thinking of David Copperfield.
Blaine. No,
damn it.
No, I'm thinking of someone else. I'd have to look it up.
Because David Blaine's the one who Harrison Ford said, "Get out of my house." Did you see that one?
Yeah.
He found a way to put like a playing card in Harrison Ford's fruit. Harrison Ford is not happy about that.
I love it. Harrison Ford is so crotchety. It makes me so happy.
Get the hell out of my house. K-Laugh, if you could find that clip, that would be fantastic. Digital Doc Games is bouncing for the infamous Monday morning meeting. Have a great show. You should just tell them to wait till after 9 a.m. Pacific time. Then you won't have to worry about that. Hell, Kate Zaid pretty much cancels all of her meetings now that are between 6 and 9 Pacific. It's really kind of you, Kate, by the way. This day in gaming history, 2006, Eidos puts out Commandos Strike Force for PlayStation 2 and Xbox in the U.S. And 2017, Sega put out Persona 5 for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3 in the U.S. That's 5 years ago. What are the Persona games like? Do you have a plot or anything like that you can share?
Plot? No, they're JRPGs, and they're so it's kind of for those that don't play a lot of or know much about JRPGs. Those are the games that you look at them and you're like, that's an anime game, because they have that anime style. The Persona games, the little bit I know about them, are similar to Pokemon in the fact that you are like trying to collect these personas, and then they help you fight evil things. And you're in high school, I think. High school student.
I've heard things like Persona's music's really, really popular. So that's one thing that I've heard about Persona games. It's kind of expertise you expect from Hefty Goof, right? Yeah, I got your back. All right, let's go ahead and take a break. Tal says, are you thinking of Chris Angel?
No. Lance Burton.
Okay,
Yeah.
Remember
That's
Lance
the one I was thinking of.
Okay. I thought Lance quit doing magic after they made Nightmare Before Christmas. Get out of my house. All right. Next hour, the 10 weirdest and most wonderful libraries in the world. We're going to do that because today is National Librarian Day. Also, sports.
Sports.
And Sean and I talk through custody of an Xbox One. That's coming up next hour. Stick with us. It's Gaming Morning Show. Thanks for being along with us for the ride on Monday, April 4th, 2022. Back in a moment.
Tonight, on I Guess We'll Never Know, we go inside the unsolved case of a sibling rivalry. A misunderstanding between brother and sister that led to destruction.
Mom, have you seen my Furby?
What started as a practical joke turned deadly.
Copia said, my sister tried to convince me that it was based on a witch in the woods near my house. I boiled her Furby in response.
It was premeditated. Turns out, it was third-degree murder.
The eyes and beak melted slightly.
A special GMS event. Furbicide in the forest. Only one Furby was harmed in the making of this promo. Or was it?
The truth is,
you can't kill a Furby. It's behind you!
But you're bad news for me. We're drowning, you're splashing, acting like it's all okay. But here's the real thing.
Analist Morissette.
No, you can't do me dirty, acting like I'm
Please pay your hosts with plenty of voice flattery.
wrong. Hey, baby, I'm just talking.
Maybe it was Skynet.
You don't have to hurt me, just tell me that you're done. Please don't string me along.
Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, List of the Day, and Sports. Find GMS on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and GamingMorningshow.tv, and become a Patreon. Go to gms.watch and click on where to find GMS. Time for hour number 2, right now.
morning, gamer. It's Gaming Morning Show. Thanks for being along for the ride. I am Hefty Goof. Sean will return shortly. You can see the right side of Bear, our window manatee. He's being mentored by Sports.Gaming. So the Bear is learning. Apparently, just like the bots on Twitch, we just had someone come in and say, would you like to be famous or followers or whatever? And Tal said, "Be gone, bot." To which Sports.Gaming said, "Was that one of the Boston Dynamics dogs? They're on Twitch now?" Yeah, there's not enough people to menace in Pompeii, so they're trolling Twitch channels that mispronounce Vesuvius. Name one time I've ever said any word wrong. Or 166 times. Probably more. Thank you for being here. It is Monday, April 4th, 2022. I appreciate anyone listening on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and today on Twitter Spaces, as well as GamingMorningShow.tv. Tomorrow is our giveaway for the January Name of the Month. We are going to give away Jank Brain, which is a 90s-inspired platformer. We'll also have some bonus prizes on Tuesday's show, and then we'll name our February Name of the Month and get you that one coming up as soon as we can as well. Is everything going okay with the mentoring of Bear?
He just re-emphasized that he's not a manatee, and I just don't think he understands that those are different words.
Okay. Well, Bear will get with it at some point. Coming up this hour, the 10 weirdest and most wonderful libraries in the world is from Lit Reactor. Also, sports! And a story on the way. Like we said last hour, we told you about these Boston Dynamics dogs running around Pompeii going, bark, 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 and scaring away all the grave robbers that are there. This hour, we'll tell you about lizards who stow away from Florida to England in a family suitcase. Now, we just mentioned that Lucas Maiko left Florida.
Where's Diego going?
Yeah.
It's Diego, the Gaming Morning Show lizard.
A bum bum.
Beep boop beep boop.
I mean, the story just automatically made me think of Diego and Mike.
Yeah, 100%.
Instantly. I have some bad news, chat. You may think that Sean and I get along really well. On the show, we have, I think, pretty well over 18 months, convinced you that as brothers-in-law, we have typically been very cordial and fans of one another. However, it's time to reveal a little bit of the dark side of our relationship. Many years ago, we came into joint possession of an Xbox One because our mother-in-law had won it, and like at some sort of like work event, right? It's a Christmas party or whatever. Hey, I got an Xbox One. And we're like, that's cool. Can we have it? Because we know you're not going to use it. And so our mother-in-law said, no, I'll find you. And anyway, after a couple of years, was like, yeah, you should have it. And so it started out at your house, and you had neglected it, in my opinion, for years.
I did not neglect it. It was providing an essential service of rising my PlayStation 4 slightly up off of the desk.
Mm-hmm. That's basically using your console as a shelf.
It's essential function of airflow and
there was no benefits.
Aerodynamics.
Nope. That's. I mean, I'm no scientist, but I don't think that's true.
Streamlined teraflops.
So I heroically rescued the Xbox One and brought it to my house and used it for good, like at least 2 Halo parties with Cade Zade. Oh, and
cold, dusty garage,
and Dead by Daylight with Hey It's Brendan _TTV. So I have at least played 3 different game events. It wasn't even 3 different games. It was 2 games over 3 different events. So I have used the Xbox One 300% better than Sports.Gaming.
360%.
So now, viciously, out of my possession, allegedly in this cold, dark studio, you want to take it back. After not having any contact with it for months.
Yeah. It's time. It's time. But I'm going to use it for good this time.
We'll see. We'll see if you follow through with your lies.
GMS Plays Horizon Forbidden West is wrapping up very soon. I think I have a couple more episodes to record, and then I'm done. And so we might need the Xbox for whatever comes next.
Also, if you're a fan of GMS Fudge Village, which is a thing where we get together and Sean thinks it's funny that I get scared,
It's funny.
Just put a little bit of a hold on your Wednesday evening, like maybe like after 7 p.m., maybe after 8. Just put a hold on Wednesday. Okay. No official news at this point, but just put that down.
Pencil it in.
Yeah, like pencil it in with a Sharpie. Jack is here. I've logged 120 hours in HFW. Also, Food Moron. It is good to see you. K-Laugh is alleging that I once said meteorological incorrectly.
Absolutely, you did.
But there's only one way.
It technically wasn't incorrect. It was just funny. Meteorological.
So a meteorologist is a person who can tell us what the weather's going to be like, right? And so they tend to use meteorological terms. Righteous! Righteous! I seriously feel like I'm doing a Crush impression every time I say meteorological. Either that or it's my best Californians contribution from the skit. Oh, I tried to clear the way for you. From the skit from Saturday Night Live. What are you doing here? So good. Well, and then yesterday, so I needed a nap. I was a little bit grumpy at some point yesterday, so I took a nap to try to get less grumpy. And I found out that NBC decided it was time to put up a full, 50-plus minute collection of all the cold opens from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
That's fantastic.
And this was after I was doing my last little bit of, by myself time watching YouTube videos. And now I'm going to go back out into the family world. Because I was grumpy, I had taken my nap, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch a little bit, and then I'm going to go back out there and, be pleasant with everybody. So I do that. And then I find this video, and I'm like, oh, I can't start watching this because there will go 50 minutes of my time. And sure enough, I got 6 minutes in, and I'm like, I have to stop. I'm going to be in here for another hour, and no one's going to see me. But all those cold opens make me laugh so much that I didn't want to not watch them.
I think I finished season 3, and then I never got back to that show. I think I need to get back to that show.
K-Laugh, how many seasons of Brooklyn Nine-Nine are there? And when was the last season that aired on NBC? Because I had a similar thought. I'm worried that I'm 2 seasons behind. Or, sorry, 1 season behind, whereas I thought I had been caught up prior to yesterday. And then I watched some of these cold opens, and it's like, oh no, did I miss some of it? So I'm worried about that. Not super worried, it's not going to keep me up at night, but I'd like to at least know. You said it right. I just like hearing it. Oh, K-Laugh wants me to be like a little soundboard. Drew Mega says that's exactly how meteorologists say it, actually. If you didn't know, now you know. Meteorological.
A little mini stroke every time.
It's not. It's even smaller than a mini stroke. It's like a mini
stroke.
It's like a micro stroke. Hey, it's Brennan_TTV emerges from lurk to say, "Hey, Twitter space sounds good." Damn it! The one night I have a conflict in 6 months, and that is when you resume. Well, Brendan. Oh no, we made Brendan come out of Twitter Spaces to complain, which I actually feel badly about because I know many people like Fudge Village, but it like is maybe a highlight of a month for Brendan. I'm not saying that's gonna happen on Wednesday. Just said to pencil it in. It's not a for sure. I'm happy to hear Twitter Spaces sounds pretty okay though. Yeah, I think we've gotten the best sound quality we're going to be able to have in this setup for Twitter Spaces, which is pretty okay. It's not as great as watching it on Twitch audio, in my opinion, but it's pretty okay. Being told there's 8 seasons that were finished. Now, Quiet's adding there were 8 seasons. The finale aired on September 16th of last year. So I may be a whole season behind. So if you could catch up, then maybe we could watch the final season together.
That'd be fun.
Because when's the new season come out?
No idea.
Do we have a TV expert?
No, I don't think so.
Because Austin watches every once in a while shows. And then watches them and then says, I don't know what that is. And then remembers that she watched the whole thing. Mike is like a Marvel expert, but like, he probably watches the most TV out of all of us.
Probably. But I think he prefers like streaming TV, not like network TV.
Gotcha.
Is my impression.
I mean, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, though, is technically both.
Well, yeah, all network TV is eventually streaming TV, but I think he seems to enjoy like the streaming first shows.
Oh, gotcha. Kate H says we need a TV expert. Austin doesn't watch anything. Maybe Mike or Chris. Brendan goes, Lol, you can keep your time. I can always watch the VOD, but it's not the same.
Do you need a doctor's note to get out of whatever you have going on?
And it's probably going to be one of those things that Brendan actually wants to go to. So now it's like
probably.
even more of a conflict. Yeah, it'd be different if it was like, man, I have a root canal that night.
I have jury duty that night at 8:30 p.m.
Night court.
It's a good show.
It was. What kind of instrument was that?
I'd have to listen. All I can hear is your voice. I'd have to go back and listen to it.
I think it's a saxophone.
It's probably a saxophone.
Was
probably
my
a
impression
soprano
not
sax.
saxophonian?
It was pretty close.
You know what I'll do next
I've heard
time?
your saxophone impression. That wasn't your saxophone impression.
Next time, I'll use a meteorological saxophone. Wait!
Meteorological.
Meteorological. It's just in the Gaming Morning Show. Quiet saying that Brooklyn Nine-Nine's done.
It's Law and Order now?
Oh no. Dun.
It's the night court instrument is indeed a saxophone. It's a soprano saxophone. That's why it's so high. But yeah, definitely a saxophone.
Kenny G played the Night Court theme song. Are you serious that Brooklyn Nine-Nine is over?
For now,
I'm
it was
so
over
sad.
once before.
That's true. Could ABC pick it up now?
Coming soon to Disney Plus. Yeah, final episode date September 16th, 2021.
Does Jake Peralta die in the finale?
There was a terrible accident at the precinct, and they all died. Spoilers.
This is very disheartening news. Thanks for starting my Monday off to such a great way, Quiet. I guess the only way that I'll ever get to watch any more Brooklyn Nine-Nine is through this 46 minutes I have left of all the cold opens ever. Ridiculous. All right, so Malika's here. Good morning to you, Malika. If anyone wants to chime in, our topic of the day actually pertains to the Grammys. Big thanks again to Hey It's Brendan _TTV for putting us in touch with Charlie Rosen, Grammy Award-winning band leader Charlie Rosen, best arrangement, instrumental, or a cappella at yesterday's Grammys. Did you watch the Grammys? We want to know. We have sports coming up in about 20 minutes from now. We'll talk about the NCAA title game yesterday, and we'll have more on the video game news-wise. Right now, because today is National Librarians Day. National Librarians Day. Let's give you 10 of the weirdest and most wonderful libraries in the world. Kimberly Turner wrote this for a website called litreactor.com.
Of course.
Not gonna lie, I really kind of like that name. litreactor.com. Let's see. This is January 2014. So it's been a while since this article was updated. It was originally posted in April of 13. So. Okay.
I like how they updated it once, and then they're like, yeah, that's good enough.
There's no more cool or wonderful libraries in this world. So we'll start with number one. And if you've been following Look It's Mike O's adventures in Florida Land, as we know, because of Kathleen L's Christmas Donkey song, and, of course, one of our very favorite opens that we've ever done on the show, where Mike makes a donkey noise. He was singing in front of some tree in Disneyland. About donkeys, he might like this one. The Biblioburo. This is a library that delivers books to villages in rural Colombia via donkey. And it's really cool because they have like all the books on the side of the donkey like a bookshelf. Someone told CNN that they got the idea back in 1990 because he had, quote, 2 unemployed donkeys at home. And we all know that there's nothing worse than, this is what the author wrote, than having slack-ass donkeys hanging out playing video games and eating all the Cheetos.
Turned and saw his unemployed donkeys, and he was like, get a job. The donkey said, "Yeah." Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Anyway, now this person was a primary school teacher who now runs the program in the spare time. The donkeys were named Alpha and Beto, and they were full of books, traveled up to 4 hours one way to visit village. I mean, listen, worthwhile story. A tough line. But yeah, that was, there you go. The Biblioburo.
2. Number 2 is the Levinsky Garden Library, cataloging emotional history. It's designed to serve refugees and migrant workers in Israel. The Levinsky Garden Library is an outdoor facility with books in 15 different languages. It's in the Tel Aviv Park, where those populations gather. There are no walls, doors, or guards. It has 2 illuminated shelves, one for adults and a shorter one for kids. That's pretty cool. They have 3,500 books in various different genres.
This is a good list.
3.
Because it's taking, in this case especially, something that was awful and then finding a way to make it better. So this one is in Argentina. Weapon of mass instruction. Attacking with knowledge. Apparently, the Ford Falcon in 1979, or around that time, was part of a dark time in the nation's history because it was driven by the army and secret police and anti-communist death squads during the country's militia junta dictatorship. And so what this artist did was take a 1979 Falcon and made it a mobile literacy vehicle, but it's shaped as a tank. So it's intentional, right, to have it tie into that era. And so what this person does is takes it to pedestrians and bikers and offers them one of 900 books that are put into the frame. Wow. I mean, I imagine, yeah, like in that area, you know, understanding the symbolism and everything behind that, that's got to be super powerful.
4. Indeed. Number 4 is mechanical libraries. These are book vending machines. Turns out book vending machines have been around since the 1930s, but in recent years, more and more libraries have been taking advantage of these vending machines, placing them on busy streets, at train stations, and in shopping centers. Contra Costa County in California, they've increased circulation by about 8%, putting an additional 600,000 books into patrons' hands during the machine's first year. Also in Beijing, they're quite popular. They account for 31.6% of borrowed books.
Wow.
Neat.
5.
Biblioteca Sandro Pena, terrifying alien abductees since 2004 is the title of this one. There's a historic area of this place, and there's a bubblegum pink saucer that looks like a UFO created by Hello Kitty, writes the author. However, it is library services for the people there. It's a public library that was named after a poet and features rose-colored glass walls that let sunlight in by day and emit a ruddy glow at night. It's a 3-story disc made to look like a flying saucer. That's a cool structure.
6.
Number 6 is the Epos book boat floating in the fjords. This is in the area of Norway. It's a book boat called Epos, and it travels to more than 250 small communities on islands in the fjords every year between September and April. On board, the vessel has 6,000 books, a captain, a cook, a couple librarians, and 1 or 2 vaguely titled, quote, entertainers. And the author goes on and says, clowns, strippers, contortionists, all 3? What entertainment does one need most when snowed into their home for months on end? In the summer, the floating library turns into a leisure cruise ferry. The service started in 1959 and is organized and paid for by the libraries of the 3 countries it serves.
7.
It'd be great if the entertainers could be whatever you needed at any given moment. Stuttgart City Library looks like an Apple store. On the inside, perfect cube, whose walls align exactly with 4 compass points. On the inside, it's pure white with sharp angles. It's a 2011 opening date for this thing. It's been praised as one of the world's most gorgeous libraries. The design lacks the coziness that some people look for in the library, but the stark whiteness of the environment itself puts all the focus on the colorful books on the shelves.
8.
Number 8, to join the Books on Animals Club, the Kenyan Camel Library. These camels, these library camels of Kenya, carry both books and camping gear for the traveling librarians as they travel across the desert, caravanning across communities and sharing all kinds of fun knowledge.
9.
Micro libraries. These are itty bitty little libraries. You might see these in your neighborhood, and if you don't, if you can get your hands on basically like a birdhouse building kit or something of those lines and a pole, you can throw them up. There's even apparently a map in this article if you want to find where your free little library might be. But in 2009, someone named Todd, in honor of his late mom, put a little wooden house full of books outside his home. 4 years later, there was as many as 6,000 of these tiny libraries in 40 countries around the world. Oh, so this must be like the origin of these micro libraries. The idea was you just take books that you have around your neighborhood and everyone throws them in there. If you take one, you either bring it back later or maybe you swap out, those kind of things. And it's a way to help, access to knowledge in a way that's never closed, right? These things are always open because it's a wooden house on a pole in your neighborhood. So.
1-0.
Number 10 is Vasconcelos Library in Mexico City. It's also known as Mega Biblioteca. It's was designed after winning. It was designed by a person who won Mexico's first international architecture competition, and created a space that is similar to a Matrix-inspired dream. And the books lie on crystal shelves, which seem to be suspended in mid-air. It's very interesting. The little picture is pretty cool. They have 500,000 volumes overlooking an open courtyard featuring enormous striped whale bones floating from the ceiling.
Why are these books just hovering over me? It's actually known as the Haunted Mansion of books. There you go. 10 of the weirdest and most wonderful libraries in the world. Sean is going to take a step away, and we'll have Sean and Bear back in just a second. I'll miss you.
I'll miss you too.
You're going to come steal this Xbox One from me, aren't you?
Maybe.
That is Sports.Gaming. He's not leaving. He'll be back. Don't worry. Everything is fine. But if you want to read that list and look at some of these pictures, thanks to Kimberly Turner, January 2014 at litreactor.com. It's now 7:38 West Coast time. Look, it's Mike O's in the chat. We've been wondering, Mike, have you officially left Florida yet? Also, did you bring Diego with you to Florida?
It's Diego, the gaming morning lizard.
Because in a couple minutes, we have a story about a lizard that stowed away from Florida to England. Look, it's Mike O. I would like to work there, please. At one of these libraries. Also changing my name to Slackass Donkey. Speaking of Falcon, I got to watch SpaceX Recovery Barge drive back and forth outside my hotel for 2 hours. And Maiko said this list makes him proud. Drew Mega says Nickelback? Pertaining to that last one. Oh no, Taled even saying hardback, paperback, humpback, Nickelback. Nice. If I had 1,000 books, it could have been the Milliterate Falcon. Nice. Jack, we had one of those free library bookshelves on my street until it caught fire one morning. Oh, somebody was using it to keep warm, and it predictably became a bad idea once executed. Oh, that's too bad. Yes, I liked Weapon of Mass Instruction. I agree with that. Malika's back for the first time in a while. It's good to see you. That username is sad. That's funny. What else is happening up here? Brendan goes, never ask Ryan to MC the Librarian or Meteorologist Convention. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 20th annual Librarian Convention. We hope you'll join us also on Tuesday for the start of the 2022 Meteorological Convention. Yeah. Obtuse Rubber Goose Green Snake Birthday Cake? The Moose Book is still the best.
All right, let's gather round to read the Moose Book. There was a mooster in Worcester. There's a moose loose about the hoose. Shake it loose in your hoose, that moose. I would call it a truce with the moose, maybe spruce up the hoose. Dr. Seuss writing about the hoose in which the moose shook loose an overused spruce. The moose that encountered a truck's caboose is the moose named Bruce. I'm loose, said the moose, Bruce, as he threw up a deuce. Fun fact, Bruce the Moose actually starred in Footloose. Snitches get stitches like mooses get looses. Obtuse rubber goose, green moose, guava juices. Goose and moose called a truce over being loose around Bruce. A moose nuisance is a moosance. You better write about the moose, no excuse.
It was wonderful. Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
7:41 West Coast time now. Maiko is leaving today at 2 p.m. and never touched Quiet I Am Gaming staying. The sadness. I'm currently sleeping in the hotel parking lot while my kids and wife play in the pool. Oh, well, have a good trip home. We'll miss you. P-Mom, good morning to you. Thanks for being here. Hi, guys. I bookmarked that library article. Can't wait to read it. Yeah, it was really interesting. It was more interesting than I actually had imagined, so that's pretty neat. Yeah, there's even apparently an ad at the top called Litbreaker Literary Ad Network. 1 day, 1 week, 1 month reach millions of readers. Maybe that has nothing to do with literacy, but yeah. Oh, that could be what Lit Reactor means, is something to do with literature. Huh. I'm learning so much. Well, Mike is still gone, so I am here to bring you At This Hour, which is Mike's segment where we take a look at some of the news stories we're following. At this hour, Ben Hooper of UPI is telling us about a British family who ended up contacting animal rescuers because they returned home from Florida and discovered a pair of lizards had stowed away in their luggage.
Diego, the gaming morning show iguana.
No word yet if it's actually Diego, because Look It's Mike O has been away from home for a while, and so Mike may get home and find out Diego's not there. I mean, it's a possibility, unless Diego made the trip with the Look It's Mike O family to Walt Disney World. In fact, this group of British folks went to Walt Disney World in Orlando. They returned home from the trip and opened the suitcase, and in there was a pair of anole lizards. A-N-O-L-E. Not iguana, but anole.
Diego, the gaming morning show thorny dragon.
It's a different type of animal. Anyway, one was green, one was brown. They'd hitched the ride, apparently, on this 4,300-mile trip. The person's a veterinarian, too, and said he was able to catch one of the lizards right away, but had to chase the other into his dining room before it was safely contained. The animal rescue officer summoned to the home took the lizards to a reptile specialist for care. Quote, "We are grateful to Mark and his family for keeping the pair safe until we were able to collect them. They were lucky they managed to survive such a long journey and then to have chosen a suitcase belonging to a vet who fortunately knew exactly what to do to keep them safe in the meantime." So there you go. That's what we're tracking at this hour. Yeah, hopefully Diego's okay. I never even asked Mike if Mike had a plan for Diego while Mike was gone. Hopefully you did. Drew Mega says, wait, all this and no mention of chocolate mousse? Well, actually, we're working on something, if you didn't know. And that is Moose Book 2, The Return of the Moose. The moose is loose again in the hoose, eating chocolate. It's all about chocolate mousse, the second book. So if you missed the writing of the first moose book, we'll make sure to work on that in a future installment of Gaming Morning Show. So it's kind of like The Notebook. Nicholas Sparks. It's not over. It still wasn't over. Brendan goes, Diego had a homeward bound style adventure. I must get home to Look It's Mike O. Who was the golden retriever was the old dog in Homeward Bound, right? Who voiced the old dog? Because I remember, like, that was the only line that the old dog would say, like, that whole movie was, I gotta get home to Daniel. His name was definitely Daniel, I think. P-Mom says, does the story end with they were delicious? Oh, no. Those lizards were just amazing. Lizards on a stick. Yummy. I just blasted my teammate out of the way, and for that I feel badly about it. Dungeon Master KJ is here. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you joining us. How did everything sound on Twitter Spaces? Those Rinfa are everywhere down here. Rinfa equals things. Should I know that? How would I know Rinfa equals things? Interesting. Hope all your Mondays are going well so far. It is. We do ask you all about the Grammys, but particularly former 5 Questions GMS guest Charlie Rosen won a Grammy. So now, as Sean astutely pointed out, Charlie is now halfway to an EGOT because Charlie is already a Tony Award winner. and now has won a Grammy. So we just need to get an Emmy and an Oscar for Charlie Rosen, and we'll be in good shape. Keith said, I did not watch the Grammys, but I watched WrestleMania. Oh my gosh, that's the case too. So did WrestleMania become a 2-day event? Which honestly I think is incredibly smart. But I remember seeing people talk about it on both Saturday and then on Sunday. Back when I was watching wrestling, all the pay-per-views were typically Sundays, right? Man. Yeah, and then I saw The Undertaker was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. And that's kind of cool that they did that on Saturday night, too. So they had some lead up into the full wrestling. Stone Cold Steve Austin was back? What is going on? What's going on? P-Mom says, when do you guys go until today? So we're every single weekday, P-Mom, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time. So you have about just over an hour left of this edition of Gaming Morning Show. And the nice thing is, as we've mentioned, if you can't continue watching on Twitch, you can always listen to us audio only, because we're a radio first show. Or we also broadcast our show simultaneously on Twitter Spaces as well. You can follow us at WatchGMS. And while you're there, if you would enter our giveaway, coming up tomorrow, we will give away Jank Brain, which is a game that we named our January name of the month. And we're going to have some extra things to give away tomorrow as well. So it's not just the game. Keylaf, Don Amici was Shadow, Golden Retriever. Michael J. Fox was Chance, the Bulldog. And Sally Field was the cat. I forgot that there was a cat. I thought it was 3 dogs. So clearly I missed out on that. Honestly, I was a little bit more fond of Bingo than Homeward Bound. Bingo was the one where the dog has to get from Green Bay, Wisconsin to Denver, Colorado, because Bingo's owner's father was a kicker in the NFL and got traded from the Packers to the Broncos. And I remember that specifically because as a Denver Broncos fan, my father is a Packers fan. And so I was like, oh, this is kind of cool that there's a connection between, you know, Denver and Green Bay. And then fast forward like a couple years later, Denver won its first Super Bowl by beating Green Bay. And I still wish that had never happened, because nothing is worse than watching your, like, someone you care about. It probably didn't have to just be my dad, but it was the first time my dad had ever seen the Packers lose the Super Bowl, and it happened to be to my team. So I'm sitting over here in like my teenage years, celebrating like nuts, just going crazy. And I look over, my dad's there, and I like just instantly shut up, because it kind of hit me that like, oh my gosh, this is the first time he's ever seen Green Bay lose in the Super Bowl. And so then the other thing I remember is my father went for like the only walk I'd ever seen my father take in his lifetime, which I thought was funny. So Keith says The Undertaker is in the WWE Hall of Fame. Triple H retired in ring, and my childhood is officially over. Yeah, I mean, next thing that's going to happen is The Rock is going to like just start making movies. Imagine if that happened. Look, it's Mike O. It is 2 days. They broke it down so there isn't 8 hours of wrestling in one day. Okay. Makes sense to me. I'm on board. I would totally watch the pay-per-views again. But I would never pay for them. But I'd totally watch them. Keith said, on the plus side, it's my birthday in 9 days, and my good wife surprised me with a PS5 as an early birthday present. Let's go! Congratulations to you, Keith. 7:51 West Coast. It is 10:51 out east. It is 3:51 for those watching GMS in the UK. The cat is the one that gets swept up in the river. P-Mom says Sally Field's memoir is amazing. She overcame a lot. Love Sally Field. My favorite Sally Field performance that I authentically have watched, because there's lots of Sally Field performances that are worth of note. But I watched Mrs. Doubtfire. I thought Sally Field was good in Mrs. Doubtfire. I love that movie. Because Bingo was his name. Oh. Bark, 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 bark. WrestleMania is 2 days now, right? It's a towel, yes. Internet says Don Amici voiced Shadow. I don't know who Don Amici is. Drew Mega says Return of the Moose. I like that. Can we get a version of the Snug sung by Mark Morrison. Return of the Moose. Brenda goes, if you're old enough to remember Homeward Bound, remember to take your ibuprofen for your back today. Hey, it's coincidentally, Drew Mega said his back hurt today. So, there you go. You're welcome. It always blows me away that the most famous people usually overcome the most. Carol Burnett's another one. Brenda goes, oh, my dad is a Cubs-Bears fan, so I guess that's where my sense of sportsmanship comes from. He's used to loss and heartache. Yeah. Not until 2016, though, those Cubs. Your Chicago Cubs. Speaking of which, it's time for sports. Usually I am not by myself, so there's people who just say sport. Anyone in chat, if you could just give me an athletics, that would be great, because Sean's not back yet. Yesterday, there was a basketball game on. Back-to-back days of championship basketball. So yesterday, South Carolina won its second ever national title, beat UConn, and it was just, it wasn't a fully dominant performance, but South Carolina opened up to such a big lead. They had like 8 offensive rebounds in like the first 5 minutes of the game. And that's pretty nuts to control the rebounds that way. And they built an 18-point lead over UConn. UConn had a really weird season. They had a huge win streak against unranked opponents come to a close. It was like over 250 this year. UConn had its most losses in like 20 years, but still found a way to make it to the national title game, beating Stanford, the defending champions, along the way. So all of that to say, we get to yesterday, and Don Staley, the head coach, picked up a 64-49 victory as the Huskies' undefeated streak in title games came to a close. That was the first time UConn apparently had ever lost in a national title game. South Carolina just had a great performance on the boards. And then you had the National Player of the Year, Aaliyah Boston, also get the most outstanding player of the tournament. It was a 21-6 lead. Advantage rather on offensive rebounds. So, yeah. Gino Auriemma, the head coach of UConn, first loss in 12 national title games. That's a big deal. So, tonight it's UNC taking on Kansas in the men's national title game. That is probably a 5 o'clock Pacific time start. Let me flip through my championship booklet really quick. Still flipping. 6:20. I was wrong. 6:20 p.m. Pacific time today. Number 8 UNC, number 1 Kansas. I believe the 8 seed is the lowest to ever win a men's national title. So if UNC beats Kansas, they will have that happen. The Mets won. Thank you. Yesterday, your New York Mets played spring training baseball. And the Mets got an 8-4 victory. KJ says, I feel seen. Struggles to unscrew the safety lid and take non-inflammatories. Hope you feel better today. SEC represent by Tal. Okay, friends, gotta go. Have a good one. You too, Drew Mega. Auriemma didn't even take any timeouts really in the second half. He just stood there and shook his head. He was oddly just kind of like even keel. He didn't seem like he was upset. Even like his interview with Holly Rowe in the middle of the game seemed a little off. Yeah. But again, Avina Westbrook got hurt and played through a really tough second half. Paige Beckers is the National Player of the Year a year ago. But there's a freshman for UConn with the last name Fudd. And so at some point on the screen, they put Fudd and Beckers. But Beckers is spelled like Bueckers or something like that. And it made me think of Fuddruckers, which was one of my favorite hamburger places, but they're gone in most places now. They even left Portland, which was sad. Dawn Staley was pretty big in the NBA, wasn't she? That I don't know. Look at Smiko, I don't know. Probably didn't take Advil for his back. Yeah. Oh, Tal, how about the Tar Heels canceling the Coach K farewell tour? Yeah. It's interesting to hear Coach Krzyzewski ending the year being swept by North Carolina because they won both regular season meetings and then in the Final Four matchup. So I'm sad to see Coach K go, as much as I've always despised Duke. Coach K, I've had a pretty good amount of appreciation for Coach K, so it's tough to see Coach K lose that way. But Duke's not going to win national titles, so I'm okay with that. Yesterday, in other sports news, your Portland Timbers lost 3-1 to the LA Galaxy. I'm going to share a tweet. I don't have enough time to get much into this, but I want you to read a pretty impressive stance that someone took on Twitter, singing the national anthem before the Timbers game yesterday. I'm going to put this into our Twitch chat as we welcome in those who are watching. Kathleen L., thank you so much for sending your audience over to us. Gaming Morning Show, that is us. Welcome in. We are a morning radio show that plays games. We're in our sports segment. If you've never been here before, be sure to read through as you say good morning to us. Our question of the day has to do with the Grammys, which Look It's Mike O, who helped connect Kathleen to Gaming Morning Show, said on Twitter. We had Charlie Rosen, one of our 5 questions GMS guests, win a Grammy yesterday. And so now Look It's Mike O is expecting that Kathleen L will be our next former 5 questions GMS guest to win a Grammy. So good morning. Thank you for being here. Again, our question of the day has to do with the Grammys. Did you watch the Grammys yesterday? Charlie Rosen won for Best Arrangement, Instrumental, or Acapella. And also South Carolina won the NCAA title. Persona 5 turned 5 today among the topics of the day. We are here to elevate your stream. Thank you so much for being here and saying good morning. My name is Hefty Goof. Sports.gaming will be back at the beginning of next hour. We're going to take a short break here in just a moment, and then we'll come back. We'll play community games next hour. And we will also have Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Renews. So if you missed the video game headlines of the day, we will have that for you coming up. Good morning to Samus, Totolino, MD, Muscat. It's good to see you this morning. The Nuzzinator is here. Seagath, good morning to you as well. We've seen Mr. RZ is here in the chat this morning. It's great to see you. Thank you so much. I hope your stream went really, really well. And appreciate you joining this morning radio show that plays games. We follow a more traditional FM radio format than we do a stream. So listen along with us and have some fun. Quiet M Gaming, I was about to say you should come here for that, but then I see this article from 2 months ago. Fuddruckers closes all Central Florida locations. No reason given. Fuddruckers was great, but I think it was like 20 years ago. Like that's the era that Fuddruckers existed in, and it just wasn't going to scale to here. So, all right, back to the Timbers. Read about this if you can. Hashtag you knew. The anthem singer wore a You Knew t-shirt. Owner of the Thorns and Timbers cover-ups of sexual assaults and sexual misconduct. That's all I can get into with 2 minutes left until break. But read that tweet and see how brave I think it is, certainly, to go out there. You're singing the anthem in front of this crowd, and you're wearing a shirt that like emphasizes and puts a spotlight on the problematic nature of that organization. Michael goes, I love the Timbers, but what happened was garbage. If you want more info, I can tell you more in the Discord. Yes, please join us in our Discord. We would appreciate that very, very much. All right, next hour, like I mentioned, we have the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Renews. We'll have Clip of the Day, takeaways that were pretty okay. So if you're just joining the show, and thank you Stoop69 for the follow on Twitch, you can watch us Monday through Friday on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. We're also streaming on Twitter Spaces. If you'd like to listen to us on Twitter, you can, for sure. Next hour, we'll tell you about a stranded bull who was hoisted from a backyard swimming pool. So we have that coming up. Stick around. We have more to come. Thank you for being here. Kathleen L., you were absolutely superb. Still the best ever 5 questions GMS story of all time. And we'll come back with more. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. It is April 4th, 2022.
easy, hard to begin, or to let love sink in into me. I don't mean to make things so complicated, but you didn't with the heart that has been jaded too many times. Jump in line, I should stare at a fair and I think you know why. Cause oh, you know you're making me nervous. You're digging deep, you scratch through my surface. Hey, oh, you know you're making me nervous. But I'm still trying to see if you're worth it. I'm feeling out of my league, I'm opening at teeth. What you're saying to me makes me nervous. Yeah, I'm feeling out of my league, I'm opening at teeth. What you're saying to me makes me nervous. No, I never learned just how to take a compliment. In my mind they never could be genuine, or they're too rehearsed to be their worth. And I can't tell if it's a spell or if I'm cursed. What's worse? Cause you know you're making me nervous. Yeah, you're digging deep, you scratch through my surface. Hey, oh, you know you're making me nervous. But I'm still trying to see if you're worth it. I'm feeling out of my league, I'm opening at teeth. What you're saying to me makes me nervous. Yeah, I'm feeling out of my league, I'm opening at teeth. What you're saying to me makes me nervous. Oh, what? Oh, you're making me. Oh, you're making me. Hey, you're making me nervous, nervous. What? Oh, you're making me. Oh, you're making me. Hey, you're making me nervous. Slow down for a sec. I need to get out of my head. My face is turning all kinds of red. Oh, it's like you stole my breath, but I can't forget. Ooh, you know you're making me nervous. No, digging deep, you scratch through my surface. Hey, oh, you know you're making me. You know you're making me, but I ain't so chained to see you with it. No, I'm feeling out of my league, I'm opening out of teeth. No, what you say to me makes me nervous. I'm out of my league, so what of it, please? What you saying to me makes me nervous. No, what? Oh, you're making me. Oh, you're making me. Hey, you're making me. Oh, you know you're making me. What? Oh, you're making me. Oh, you're making me. Hey, you're making me nervous.
Wienerina, such an unusual dog, so spooky and long. Wienerina, with the wag of her tail, on wings she should sail through the night. She'd like to play with the other ones, but she's frightened of the sun. All she wants is a little love and a little bit of blood. Wienerina, at midnight digging up bones with her pet snake Ramon. Wienerina, her doghouse looks like a tomb. By the light of the moon she sneaks out. She'd like to fetch a ball and play, but the children see her and they run away. Hear her barking in the night. All she wants is love and a little bite. Wienerina,
Could someone crack the window, please? To quote Cade Zaid, Stardew Valley sucks all the time. Put it on a pancake. A warm welcome to our deputy cat petter, Scott Chick. Nice. Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, community games. Don't let the person hanging from the balloons fall into the monster's mouth. And GMS, Morning Gaming Renews. Get ready for your takeaways that were pretty okay. And the clip of the day. Find GMS on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and GamingMorningshow.tv. Time for hour number 3. Right now.
Morning Gamer. Gaming Morning Show continues. It is Monday, April 4th, 2022, and a fabulous day to have you along with us on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at GamingMorningshow.tv. Those right there are our Twitter handles. You can follow us on Twitter, and we have a special giveaway that comes your way tomorrow on Gaming Morning Show. We are giving away our January name of the month, which is Jank Brain. That was our name of the month for January. It's a 90s kind of retro platformer. And if you go to our Twitter at WatchGMS, follow WatchGMS, like the tweet that's pinned on our profile, and then share your favorite retro game using the hashtag GMS giveaway and at WatchGMS, you will be entered into that giveaway. And if you are a Patreon subscriber, you are already entered. You can get a bonus entry by doing that. As well, we'll have some bonuses to give away during the course of the show as well. So check it out. It is the January name of the month from Gaming Morning Show. The person to your left, that is Sports.Gaming, who just sang Ween Arena. And then Bear Bear is his manatee behind him.
Bear Bear, the manatee of the window. He likes it now.
I think that makes sense now, if you think about it.
Yeah. We've made it a thing, whether it's a thing or not.
It's always good to have things be a thing, no matter whose things they are. If you're just joining us, thank you again to Kathleen L. for the raid on Twitch. We appreciate that very, very much. Please give Kathleen L. a follow if you are not already, and you can do that by following this simple link right here. It'll take you straight there. You heard Kathleen L's song, the acoustic version of Nervous, and I think Kathleen L. either recently or soon will have a subathon coming up. Chat, if you know the answer to that question already, just let us know, because I think I saw a tease of that coming up soon from Kathleen L.
Nice.
I'm intrigued. Did you watch the Grammys yesterday? That is our topic of the day. Also, our former 5 Questions GMS guest, Charlie Rosen, won a Grammy, which is super exciting, for the category Best Arrangement, Instrumental, or A Cappella. Also, South Carolina won the NCAA title. UNC Kansas in the men's championship game tonight. Persona 5 also turned 5 this day in gaming history. You can join us for GMS After Dark coming up as well. That is on Wednesday, 4:45 p.m. Pacific. Being told by Mister that we missed it. How did it go, though? Was it a successful subathon? I hope so. Today is Jeep 4x4 Day, National Chicken Cordon Bleu Day, National Hug a Newsperson Day, National School Librarian Day, National Vitamin C Day. I was just going to double check to make sure that I'm not saying it incorrectly. I can't say it fast. And it's National Walk Around Things Day.
I'm going to strategically place things all around my office today, so I have to walk around them all day long.
As you should. It's National Walk Around Day. Whoa. Wu Dang Pig says it's National Downs' birthday day. Please hold.
Do we need hold music?
Downs. Downs. Okay, good. Now, Downs says it's not my birthday. Because I searched my calendar. It says Downs, no entry found. Listen,
We gotta remedy that.
we have missed important people's birthdays on the show before. I acknowledge that. But if we miss Downs's, I would be devastated because Downs is here every single show in the pre-show crew, and so I would want to make sure that we at least acknowledge Downs once a year. Happy birthday, Downs, since it's your birthday today.
Hello to the Final Hour crew.
The Final Hour crew is checking in. It's the FHC.
Hello, FHC.
Wu Dang Pig is here. Mister is here. Quiet I Am Gaming. All hanging out with us this morning.
A warm welcome for our Final Hour crew ambassador. Hey, it's Brendan_TTV.
Chris M.E. is checked in as well, the other ambassador of the Final Hour crew.
Mayor of the Internet.
We've seen Wu Dang Pig, as I mentioned. Dungeon Meowster KJ. Tal has been here throughout the course of the morning. Austin Attack.
Hello, FHC.
It is good to see you, Austin Attack. Thank you for being here this morning.
Wait, Austin, your mom is here?
Maybe. Who knows? We also had Felaheen, who said hello this morning. We had the raid from Kathleen L saying, who is singing this awesome song when we played Nervous during the course of the break. P-Mom checked in, was here for the second hour, had to leave. Look, it's Mike O is on his way home to Indiana. We've had many, many others join because of the raid. Thank you so much. K-Laugh has been with us. Quiet I Am Gaming throughout the course of the morning, and many, many others. Drew Mega and more. Thank you for hanging out with us. The Grammys, how about them? Mr. said, I actually stopped watching Grammys after they kept the award from Kaylin Calhor after 3 nominations.
3 nominations, no wins. Now we know that for birthdays.
Yes, earlier today, we wished a happy birthday. Today is Jill Scott's 50th birthday. Has won 3 Grammys on 14 tries.
I wonder when her first, how many nominations it took to get her first one.
Is that a new game?
No.
Okay, thank goodness. We don't have enough space for all these games that we're throwing out here. So, all right.
We're gonna run out of theme songs.
8:15. We're gonna have the community games. Don't let the person floating from the balloons coming up in just a moment. Yes, today is National Hug a Newsperson Day, and Chris M.E. has volunteered. If you want to hug Chris M.E., if you know no other news people, you can hug Chris M.E. Former Pulitzer Prize winner Chris M.E. Tal goes, okay, it is one of those mornings, missed half my mouth with the coffee mug, and I have one of those wicking fabric shirts on, and it all went in my lap.
Ooh. When wicking goes wrong.
Must not be a Henry Cavill shirt. You know, the wicker.
Almost. I thought you could have gone with a Nicolas Cage reference.
Oh, was Nicolas Cage the
Wicker Man?
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely could have. In order to get there, I would have had to remember that Nicolas Cage was the Wicker Man. Is that the movie where he loses his pig?
No, that one's called Pig.
Okay. Is that the one where he steals national treasure?
No, that one's called National Treasure.
Oh, okay. Is that the one where he's gone in 60 seconds?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
That one's called Fast and the Furious.
Can you imagine? So Gone in 60 Seconds was a remake of an older movie, but does it predate Fast and the Furious? And I ask because do you think there's a part of whoever made the remake of Gone in 60 Seconds where it was that was supposed to be the start of a franchise and they missed an opportunity and Fast and the Furious stepped in?
Maybe. In my mind, Gone in 60 Seconds is pre-Fast and the Furious, but I don't actually know that for sure. Have you ever seen the original Gone in 60 Seconds?
No.
It's about 2 minutes of story, and then about an hour and a half car chase, and that's it. It's fascinating.
They didn't skimp on the car chase scenes.
No, it was just one elaborate car chase.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna make a movie, and it's gonna be all car chase. And then once we're done filming the car chase, we're gonna try to make it cohesive with some sort of story. Sound good? Yeah. Yeah, sounds good. We have no clue how it'll fail, so. See, wasn't his name like Memphis Reigns or something like that?
In Gone in 60 Seconds? I have no idea, but that's a great name.
It sounds like a weather person's game, you know, someone who's of the meteorological art. Because, you know, actually I think there was a weather person named Dallas Reigns, now that I think about it, who was in like the Los Angeles market forever. Yeah, I think the Gone in 60 Seconds main character was Memphis Reigns. Walking in Memphis. So apparently, Chris and me, my fault. I had it down in my notes. Is not a Pulitzer Prize winner. So yet. Did you just say yet?
Yeah.
I love this place. Keith asks, "Are you gonna go do doctor stuff today?"
I am gonna go do doctor stuff today.
Do you have to leave early to do doctor stuff?
Yeah, slightly early.
Oh, so sad. Apparently, Chris M.E. has not won that again, but has won a Pull at My Heartstrings, Sir award. Welcome to the annual Pull at My Heartstrings Awards. That's a good name, KJ. We should have one of those for like the most touching moments of the year. Since apparently I can't MC any Librarian or meteorological awards, maybe I can MC the Pull at Your Heartstrings awards.
Are there meteorological awards?
Yes.
That'd be great.
Most accurate weather person of the year. To be really rude, having correctly guessed 2 out of the 365 days correctly, our winner is. That's just me. No one would say that. Listen, all sports TV folks are jealous of the weather people because we get 2.5 minutes for sports and they get 10 minutes of a 22-minute newscast. So everyone loves the weather person, and we're sitting here having to wrap up, you know, a title game in 45 seconds. So. And we even know who won.
Wow.
We're a meteorological. They guess. That's not true. It's
Maybe
not
you
true.
should just start doing sports the day before, and then you're on equal playing footing, equal playing field, equal footing.
There's a 30% chance
there in my mind.
that East High School will win this game tonight. Losers! It's 8:21 West Coast time. It is 11:21 out east. Now 4:22 for those watching GMS in the Ukraine. Thanks for being here. Sports.gaming and Hefty Goof this morning. We are expecting Mike to return sometime this week. Pretty safe bet.
There's a 30% chance of Mike O in the forecast.
The Jets will stream in to beat the Dolphins. Jets to stream. Why are we talking about bees? Pulitzer definitely didn't win. Isn't Sean going to do doctor stuff? Mr. asks, what is this, Dave and Buster's? That was the bees, right? So Tal asked, that was the bees, right? Do we have any idea what we're talking about?
Wicker Man. Wicker Man was the bees. Yeah, you should never watch Wicker Man.
Okay, there you
That's
go.
for sure.
That's gonna say it. This doesn't seem like my type of movie.
No.
Down says Gone in 60 Seconds was first, The Fast and the Furious. Does that mean that they were out for earlier?
I think so.
Okay. I lost track of Fast and the Furious. It kind of fell off the tracks and went away from the car racing aspect and more to family. Plot in 60 seconds. Oh, that's Downs' specialty. So we refer to you, our friend JF Downs, who will tell you all about the plots of any movie you would like to. Just go to his stream. Dallas Reigns is in LA. Joe Quinn and Memphis. Memphis Reigns sounds like a drag queen. Yeah, I can see that one. Brendan, you just had a wine room count me in moment. Did we really?
Yeah, when we both said yet for Chris's Pulitzer.
Speaking of the wine room, if you like Fudge Village, it's where Sean straps me to a chair and forces me to play Resident Evil games. Just pencil in Wednesday night. How can I pencil it in with a firm stroke?
I'd prefer you didn't.
Can I use a number 2 pencil?
Yeah.
So you can put it in with the number 2 pencil if you want. Randall Reigns, but code name was Memphis and his brother was Kip. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Should meteorologists get awards? Accuracy should count for something. I think they all should get awards because they all get all the time. So whatever. I'm not bitter. You're bitter. Ryan is bringing up old rivalry moments with Weatherman, says Brendan. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. All right, let's play Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth. Bob, how do you find the record for all time?
To see the record for the most balloons banked in Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth, remember to type the easy-to-remember acronym, ! DLTPFFTBFITMMREC.
Last we were in this game, we played Hard Strength, and we, rapid fire-like, banked 28 balloons.
It was a pretty good day. It was pretty okay.
This is one vowel words. This is usually where everything goes to hell.
Boy. Well, that was a fun record.
Yeah, we had it.
Downs with the U.
There it is. There's the old U.
Like Hefty says, here at GMS, we strive for the bare minimum.
We gave it a run. All right, K-Laugh is even on the U train. Here we go. Drum roll, please. It is time for a U.
Chris tried to delete Downs' message. It was too late. It was too late.
R and N from Quiet and Chris, respectively. Oh, I clicked E instead of N, and good news. It hit.
Ding, ding, ding.
E is the vowel.
It's not even near the N.
I have no clue. You know, you knew it was going to take some absolute luck to win one vowel words. Maybe it was because I saw the E next to Chris, M, Ye, and N. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Well, congratulations, us. Anyone have a guess? Tal, task successfully failed. 17
Downs
is
thinks
Downs.
17 and in.
Oh, don't click S is what you're saying. Okay. 17th?
That could be.
All right, the S is there. Should I keep going?
Yep.
V is there. Should I keep going?
Nah.
Holy
Might be
cow.
a Q.
You're cracked.
Ding, ding, ding. Correct.
Well,
Nice work.
if you've ever missed this, if you've never seen this game before, that's not usually how that goes.
No. My favorite part is still Chris deleting Downs' U.
Yeah. It's like that State Farm commercial with the guy with the fishing pole. He's like, oh, just not fast enough. Almost got it. Almost got it. If only I had deleted the U sooner, says Chris M.E.
Next time.
Apparently it's Joaquin Phoenix is how you say it. Joaquin. Should I watch the movie Candyland?
I don't know about
Nope.
that.
Candyman.
I don't know. I know Wicker Man has lots of bees. Nicolas Cage screams, not the bees. Ryan should not watch it. If Candyman also has bees,
That's
maybe
from-
avoid that too.
Yeah, that's from Brendan. Adding to watch list, Ryan watching Candyman.
Fantastic Four, B-Movie, Legends of the Hidden Temple, every MCU movie, Hackers, Pride and Prejudice, and Zombies, Frozen 2, Christmas Comes to the Packland.
Chris says Candyland is a board game.
But does it have a movie about bees? Downs wants D. Shaq O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Etch-a-Sketch? Oh my gosh, it probably is, isn't it?
Could be Etch-a-Sketch,
It
yeah.
sure the hell is. Who said that?
Nice, quiet.
Quiet.
Nice
is-
work, quiet.
Cracked.
Nice work. All right, we have time for one more. We're up to 35 banked balloons, and this is rhyme time.
Etch-a-Sketch is a rhyme. Maybe it's just Etch-a-Sketch again.
Tal goes, when there is a literal Space Jam, then they'll get equal coverage. Okay, laugh. Will the Mets win tomorrow? Find out. My forecast is coming up next. Oh, Wage is here. Hello, Wage. Thank you for joining with the FHC.
Hello, FHC.
Yeah, we always love folks, even if you can jump in at the very end. That's great. We have a guess of meat today.
Beating the heat.
I missed it. Time and Dime. It was not Time and Dime. We have a guess of Wine and Dine. Yeah, I was going to say, Tal just said, does Vegas do odds on weather forecasts? And I was going to say, and now that, sports betting has become a little bit more accepted all over the place, does the sports segment get bigger because you do have to predict the odds? Kate Zaid wants and. Ride and Tide is the guess from Wage.
Exclamation point.
Kate A&D. It hit. Yeah, you're good. H from Kate Zaid.
No.
Clap and trap. All right, the R at least got us something.
Yes.
Did you shad and tat again? Oh, wear and tear.
Cracked.
Ooh, Wage was fear and tear. Tears for fears. Fears and tears. 37 balloons. I hope you're proud of yourself, chat.
We made it through a one vowel word, so today has been a win.
We made it through with a very intentional, well thought through guess.
Well, it's difficult because the N and the E not only look the same, but they're right next to each other.
Even on the keyboard. Look at it.
They're the best of friends. They've been neighbors for a long time.
You know, in relative proximity, I bet you can make an argument that E and N are as far away from each other on the keyboard as possible. Like, obviously, Q and, like, the / is farther away. But I bet you can say, like, relative to each other.
Their distance is above average.
It's a keyboard of size. Quiet I'm Gaming. I had some coffee today for the first time in, like, ever, so my focus is ramped.
Nice.
Nice work. Hopefully you got it from the right place.
Get your Dunkin' coffee.
Downs has a point. We did make it through a you guess. Yeah, well, if you think about it, I was just using the compass to make that, because N is right next to E on a compass. Chris M. Yin. Apparently, Tal says the new Tears for Fears album is actually pretty okay.
Oh, nice.
So,
Nice.
we'll run it through the Alien Anonymous level of thinking.
Alien says it was pretty okay.
There you go. Aliens on board. Aliens on board. All right. I guess you should go probably do work.
Yeah, that probably makes sense.
I'll miss you.
But I'll be back tomorrow.
You will.
Maybe.
Will Mike O be here tomorrow? Find out. There's a 71% chance. I think I've got more use out of this orange screen than most news stations.
It's pretty good. Someday stuff will show up there.
It was meant to be. Goodbye to you and the manatee.
I think he's really enjoying his manatee moniker.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, Sean. Goodbye. 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 Right. Oh, Sean left before he was doing funny stuff. Or before. Anyway, he's gone. We'll see him tomorrow. If you miss Sean, say hi to Sean on the Discord or something. If you haven't been there before, you can easily get to it. In fact, you can get to all of our things by going to gamingmorningshow.tv/where to find GMS. And that includes our Patreon. Big thanks to all of our Patreon subscribers who are enjoying a subiversary this week. You can see them running on the bottom of your screen often throughout the course of the show. Today, Kiki Low, Digital Doc Games, Chris M.E., Culty Vibes, Hofbrew, not today, but this week. Incantasia, 5-Sil, Grimtoga, Superphonic, Mad Artisan, Papa Paz, Dungeon Meowster KJ, Kim Chica, and that Jeff MT are all celebrating subiversaries. If you would like to join us, you can. Just go to patreon.com/gamingmorningshow. And for less than a Twitch subscription, you can be on our subscriber tier. That unlocks a lot of really cool things, including Patreon-only Discord. We recently had GMS Games with our Patreon subscribers, so if you'd like to join, please become a Patreon today.
Won't you adopt me?
You can also adopt Bob. Find out more at patreon.com/gamingmorningshow. All right, it's 8:36. We have a story about a bowl that was pulled from a swimming pool. That's on the way. Today is National Chicken Cordon Bleu Day. That used to be one of my favorite dishes. I just called it a dish. This is at Arby's. Arby's is a fast food restaurant that has the meats. And they used to have like this chicken cordon bleu sandwich, which is basically like a fried chicken breast fillet with ham and cheese. And I think theirs even had like bacon. It was so good. That thing had to be a 1,400 calorie sandwich. God, it was good though. And you wash it down with a Jamocha shake and bam. I did have the meats that day. It was so yummy. Tal says I might even try to be here when it when it begins. Hey, anytime you can show up, we always appreciate it, and we don't mind you being able to listen in segments if you will. Be able to join us for the first hour on Facebook Gaming or something, and then you switch over to Twitter Spaces. However you can join us, we love it. It's not a Dunkin' coffee from Quiet. Now, you said this is your first ever coffee? Like, ever? Or first coffee in a while? I can't remember what you said. K-Cups, I don't know how, like, do they make more of a dense cup of coffee? I wonder what, like, relative to most brewing machines. We use a pour-over, like, automated machine. So it's designed to simulate a pour-over, but it's a coffee pot. And it makes a really good cup of coffee. It's one of, like, it was our right when the pandemic started 2 years ago. We were like, okay, well, if we're going to be home for a long time, we thought it was going to be a couple of weeks at the time. And our coffee maker had just died. And so we're like, okay, if we're going to get a new coffee maker, let's splurge on one that makes a really high quality cup of coffee without us having to do pour overs. Because we actually did that. We lived in an apartment in between houses. It was right around the time my son was born. And the only coffee that we had in that house was a pour over. Because I love pour over coffee. It's one of my favorite ways to make coffee. Sean makes most of his coffee using a pour over. It just takes time, especially when you do like the full blown pour over, where you're supposed to like pre-wet the grounds and you're supposed to pre-wet the pour over itself. Like there's like a technique to it that I don't always do. But we decided we wanted something else, and so there's a whole bunch of like international coffee, like the fancy like trade organization of coffee. It's like the ISSSSSS or something like that. Maybe there's a C in there because coffee. And they have like certain machines that they approve as like really good machines. Anyway, long story short, we bought a $160 coffee maker, but it has like this conical shaped like a cone. And it like pre-wets the grounds and, you know, lets things steep a little bit, and then it makes a carafe of coffee. And we genuinely think it tastes better than our old coffee maker, and yeah, it's been a very good experience. So yeah, I'll post it in the Discord, Chris, if you're genuinely interested in learning more about it. Like it's not the same, but it's pretty good. So tell GMS got meat sweats after that meal. Why did we have to leave the game? We weren't even winning by that much. Boo. Boo. Wasn't that Princess Bride? Boo. All right. It's 8:41. We'll play one more game of Rocket League. But first, let's let you know what Look It's Michael would be tracking this hour if Mike was here. Since he's on vacation, I will give it to you. Big thanks again to Kathleen L. for the raid on Twitch, Stoop for the follow, and all of those who have liked and commented. You can like our streams on Facebook Gaming and on YouTube. It always does a huge amount to help us. So, thank you. There's a bowl, like not a bowl, but a bowl in Britain that got stuck in a pool, according to Ben Hooper of UPI. Took a wrong turn, writes the author, and ended up stranded in a backyard swimming pool. A fire station said on a Facebook post that crews responded with multiple fire stations. In fact, it was 1, 2, 3, and a specialist rescue team from a fourth to get this young bull that was found stranded in a swimming pool in England. Firefighters said the bull had wandered away from a nearby field and ended up in the pool. The crews used a harness and heavy equipment to hoist the bovine back to dry land. A veterinarian was on hand during the rescue to ensure the bull remained safe and uninjured during the rescue. There is a picture, maybe even a video, but definitely I saw a picture when I was prepping this morning. If you want to see this, it looks a lot like the scene from Jurassic Park where they take the cow and they hoist it into the raptor pen. was hopefully not as sad. I think the bowl survived, to be honest. Tal says, yes, that was the dream sequence. Boo! 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 Jack says, I've been really enjoying the fake meats from Beyond Meat. Better for the environment. It's hip and actually pretty good. I know a lot of people who've enjoyed the Beyond Meats. And the most often purchased one from this household is the Starbucks breakfast sandwich. It's like an Impossible sausage sandwich or something. My wife enjoys that breakfast sandwich.
Dunkin' Coast versus Starbucks Coast.
I haven't had too many of them, but the ones I've had have been pretty okay. I'd consider getting it. I had started making pour-overs at the job. I started shortly before the pandemic began. Yeah, I worked for a moving company for 2 months in a transition from one job to another, and it was a horrible experience. But the person who I worked for had a relative who owned a coffee company, and so this person taught me a lot about how to make high-quality coffee at home. Something that I had not known a lot about, and that was the one thing that I enjoyed, was the fact that I learned about a pour-over. True love saved her in the fire swamp, and she treated it like garbage. And that's what she is, the queen of refuse. So bow down to her if you want. Bow to her. Bow to the queen of slime, the queen of filth, the queen of putrescence. Boo. Let me know when the Oscar shows up. Bleh. We got gaming news coming up after this game. Prunoon. Putrescence. Actually, I think I said that fairly okay. Huh. Huh. How about that? I won't take a mispronunciation counter for it then.
Hello, FHC.
Emma is a Sink is here. Good morning to you, Emma. Thank you for being here. We were asking you the question, did you watch the Grammys last night? If you don't know Emma's a Sink, you should follow Emma on Twitch, of course, but also on TikTok, where the painting TikToks for Attack on Titan are blowing up. Emma's a Sink. Yeah, thank you for being here. Did anyone play Persona 5? We talked a little bit about this in our first hour, because this day in gaming history, Persona 5 came out 5 years ago. And so curious if anyone has played Persona 5. Sean gave us a little bit of a detail around the game. And also, for some reason, I swear I read that Persona has like really high quality music. Like, people are big fans of the soundtrack for the Persona games. If I'm lying to you, please let me know. Groggy is back. Good luck again to your UNC Tar Heels. It's Kansas UNC for the men's basketball title coming up tonight. I had the weirdest experience yesterday. So the women's Final Four this year was held in Minnesota, Target Center in Minneapolis. But I was sitting there watching the game last night, the championship, and I was having this moment where I swore it said on the floor that it was Indianapolis. And at some point, I swear, Look It's Michael had told us that the Final Four was in Indianapolis, but that could be, we said that, and then we were like, oh, no, it's not, and I might have missed that. But I finally was trying to figure out why I swore it was in Indianapolis. The thing that kind of pulled me out of that dream state was they showed an overhead shot of Minneapolis, and there was the Target Center, which is where the Timberwolves and the Lynx play, and then there's Target Field, which is where the Twins play. So Target, I think, is headquartered in Minneapolis, and so, you know, I've paid for a lot of these things. And And so they show that, and I was like, oh, did the place where the Indiana Pacers play get changed to the Target Center? Which I thought it would be weird for Target to own naming rights to 2 buildings, just because naming rights always seem like a really expensive endeavor with little ROI, but I could be wrong on that. Crypto.com arena. And so I'm sitting there trying to figure out, well, it's not, because then I looked up where the Indiana Pacers play, and it's still like the something field house. And then I finally look at the floor again, because I was trying to figure out where I thought I saw that. And it says right at the top of the floor, Minnesota and not Minneapolis. So I don't know where I got that. But it was the weirdest thing. Where I'm sitting there thinking like, wow, why is this happening? So anyway, congratulations to UNC Kansas. They will play for the men's championship in New Orleans tonight at the Caesars Palace Superdome, which also sounds weird because I'd actually gotten used to calling it, speaking of naming rights, the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. And then Atlanta built its new football stadium. And Mercedes-Benz went over there and got their like logo on top of this really cool, this roof for the Mercedes-Benz stadium in Atlanta. Like opens kind of in a circular way. It's really like unique the way that it opens and closes. And so Mercedes has its logo attached to that now instead of the Superdome. And now the Superdome is known as the Caesars Superdome. And I don't know, does New Orleans, I've never been to New Orleans other than to fly in. Does New Orleans have a, like, gambling scene? Like, is there any, like, Vegas-style gaming elements to New Orleans? Because I don't know if like, I mean, Caesars is a smart naming rights thing, potentially, because, you know, the Superdome gets a lot of aerial shots, and it hosts a lot of bigger events. Like, it gets Super Bowls, it gets a lot of NFL games because the Saints play in it. You get things like the Final Four that happen every so often. So New Orleans just kind of seems like a pretty oft-used venue, right? So if I'm paying for naming rights, like, I'm going there instead of, you know, Denver. When they built their new stadium was Invesco, then it was Sports Authority, and now it's Empower, which is a retirement fund. I mean, that seems like a very, I don't know, like, low ROI bearing thing, because, you know, Denver's never going to host a Super Bowl. It's not going to host the Final Four, right? It's just not going to happen. Downs goes, when your teams move towns and stadiums change name, how do you keep track of anything? Has a team and stadium ever moved to the same place? No, but, you know, and I think I remember Chris spotlighting this because I get the impression maybe Chris doesn't like team sponsor or sponsorships on the front of uniforms, because Mike was commenting how good the Rose City Timbers uniforms looked, which they do. They look very, very nice. But they have an Alaska Airlines thing on the very front, right? And so here, like, the sponsorships are not prominent on uniforms. Just until last 10 years or so, you can start to have on, like, NBA jerseys up in the top corner that you can have an advertisement there. WNBA does have more of, like, the front of the jersey as the sponsor compared to other places. And so, yeah, you can have, like, a sponsorship. The NFL doesn't let you put sponsors on the jerseys yet, but on practice jerseys you can. So you'll see, like, interviews with, you know, Peyton Manning when he was with the Broncos, and he'd be up there talking after practice, and he'd have, like, a UC Health logo or something on it, but you can't wear them during the games. And the NHL has, I think, sponsors on the helmets now, but I don't think they move in that way. Like, they're not tied to the team, they're tied to the venue. So I've never seen it where, what's one of the last teams that moved in the NFL? Why am I blanking? Like, Baltimore? Was that one of the last ones that moved? Yeah, so you're not going to see, like, you know, MB&T Bank move. Oh, yeah, the Raiders. Thank you. Yeah, Allegiant was just ready to go for the new stadium in Vegas. It wasn't tied to... In fact, the Oakland Coliseum got renamed to something a couple of times before the Raiders moved. But that's also where the A's played, too, so it's a multi-use facility. So, all right, 8:53. We're behind the clock a little bit. We're going to get you somewhere if you're watching on Twitch. We have the Billy Thundergun Award coming up in just a little bit for an outstanding performance in chat. I also have clip of the day and takeaways that were pretty okay. Thank you again, Kathleen L., for the raid this morning. And we will be back tomorrow, as we are Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time on these same platforms. PlayStation users, as part of our Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Renews, PlayStation users were using an exploit, and they were able to save hundreds on PlayStation Plus Premium, according to Robert Anderson of IGN. Was told specifically that apparently there was like a link that took people to an area where they could buy PlayStation Plus Premium, which I think is a tippy top of this new PlayStation Plus structure, and they could get it for the same price as what PlayStation Now used to cost. And according to Sean, I think you could buy like a 6-year subscription. So you're saving hundreds over the course of however many years by having this subscription. So congratulations to those who caught on the exploit and were able to use it to their advantage. April Fool's Day 2022 has come and gone. Pokemon Go had a special where every single Pokemon you could catch was a Ditto, apparently. That was according to Julia Lee of Polygon. Sidebar, one of my favorite things that I saw for April Fool's Day were Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel switching places for The Tonight Show and Jimmy Kimmel Live. And apparently they had been working on that for 2 years. And so on Friday's show, Jimmy Kimmel hosted in New York for NBC, The Tonight Show, and Jimmy Fallon was in LA on Jimmy Kimmel Live on ABC. And it was pretty neat. They only could like loop in a few people. According to Jimmy Kimmel in his monologue, even the Roots, who are the Tonight Show band, didn't even know until like hours before the show. So that's pretty cool, I thought. The last thing from the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Renews, Nintendo's original 1930s headquarters just reopened as a hotel. So if you want to check a cool boutique hotel, Daniel Robeson of IGN says that is now a boutique hotel, which is pretty okay. Out today, Dashing Dodgems for Switch. It was not given name of the month, or name of the morning rather, because Sports.Gaming disliked it that much. Our first winner was Quiet I'm Gaming. So Quiet is our name of the month, name of the morning rather. We win the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Renews name of the morning. Good for us. I'm very proud of us. So if you missed any of it, check it out. Instagram and TikTok, Gaming Morning Show. We usually post the news later on after Gaming Morning Show comes to a conclusion. So Groggy's trying to figure out who the loser is. Billy Thundergun Award. Many of you performed admirably today. Came through with a lot of good things. Wu Dang Pig trying to throw us off the scent of Downs' actual birthday was pretty impressive. But there was a lot of good one-liners today from Tal, so we're going to give Tal the win. We had the Milliterate Falcon when we were talking about cool libraries this morning. We had the Menace in Pompeii, which prompted me to say Vesuvius. It was Quiet who said it originally, but I mispronounced Vesuvius, which was a bummer. We had a Chris Angel reference, and then Tal, of course, finished it off with the Princess Bride quote. So to you, Tal, you are
Billy Thundergun, Teammate of the Match Award.
Winner. Congratulations. We're proud of you. Groggy said, Ryan, you're always my Billy Thundergun when we play Apex. You're kind. You're very kind. Chris and me, I still haven't been to the Crypt since it's no longer Staples Center. I've never been to the Crypt. Jack says we're sponsored by Metamucil because we play like Shinola. It's time for the clip of the day. I love you, Jack. Clip of the day. Here it is. It's the clip of the day. Toot toot. Like, at least 2 Halo parties with Cade Zade. Oh! And
Cold, dusty garage.
and Dead by Daylight with Hey It's Brendan _TTV. So I have at least played 3 different game events. It wasn't even 3 different games. It was 2 games over 3 different events. So I have used the Xbox One 300% better than Sports Gaming.
360%.
So now, viciously, out of my possession, allegedly in this cold, dark studio, you want to take it back. After not having any contact with it for months.
Yeah. It's time. It's time. But I'm going to use it for good this time.
We'll see. We'll see if you follow through with your lies. Yeah, Sean and I are having a custody battle over the Xbox One. I promise it won't break us apart. I know that sometimes custody battles can have the potential for that, but don't know that for sure. So we'll try our best to stay together. Downs goes, say if he takes the Xbox One, he also has to take a Wii U. Downs, you are just the smartest. Yeah, when we see Sports Gaming next, I will be sure to do that. So I want to make sure that we can trust Sports Gaming with our beloved child, the Xbox One. Just scanning something. Okay. If you're watching on Twitch, because today we were rated so kindly by Kathleen L., which one more shout out to Kathleen. We are going to move to a random music streamer today. Johnny Kuyk, Johnny Quick maybe, chill piano stream, pianist streaming live learns, melodies, and song requests. We're going to send you over there if you'd be so kind as to say good morning from GMS. We would certainly appreciate you doing so. What are your takeaways that were pretty okay, chat? What is something you learned from today's show? And we will be back tomorrow as we are Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. I learned today that apparently the N and E keys are far closer together on the keyboard than I realized. So the trick to winning one vowel words in Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth is to just have someone guess a random consonant, and then I will translate that into a vowel. Yeah. Tal said there are some really cool libraries out there. That was pretty lit. Yeah, the top 10 list, if you missed it, from Lit Reactor was pretty okay. So be sure to check that out. We also shared with you today how a pair of lizards, were stallaways in the Florida luggage of a British family, and they flew all the way to England. Also, a robot dog is patrolling the ruins of Pompeii. And the dog, if you didn't know, goes bark, 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 bark. Groggy says Ryan is pretty okay at Rocket League. The improvements I've seen are phenomenal. Oof, you're very kind. Chris, my takeaway is that Mike may be back tomorrow. I have no clue. But he is leaving Florida at 2 p.m. local time today. So there's a chance of it. We'll see. If not, be sure to watch GMS After Dark with Look It's Mike O on Wednesday at 4:45 p.m. Until we see you tomorrow, thanks again for Stoop following on Twitch. Gaming as well, following on Twitch, and thanks to Kathleen L for the raid. Thanks to you, chat, for being here. Please say good morning from GMS, and we'll see you again tomorrow. For Austin, for Sean, for Mike, I'm Hefty Goof. This has been Gaming Morning Show. Have a good Monday.
Just tell me what you want to hear, since I'm feeling you.